Hello, everybody! We are Girls Gets Glory, and we are back and ready in action. The second episode of the season, which is pretty exciting. We happen to have some news. We got a giveaway, ! Raffle. Who knows when we'll pull it, but it's for the Dungeon Master's Guide. Ooh!
You have to be in chat to win it. You've got to be present.
You must be in chat to win it. It is international, so it doesn't matter where you are or where you're from. We will ship it to you.
How do they do that?
It's the magic of D&D. Magically through teleportation.
No, how do they enter the raffle?
Oh, ! Raffle.
We're on the
Into
same page.
the chat. You write that.
Twitch
Very
chat.
good. And then when the raffle's drawn, you have to be there.
And then also, then just ping the D&D mods, and I think they'll take care of it. Get all your shipping information from there. Also, look who's back.
Welcome back, everyone.
And also
Mister.
Kim.
And me.
She was in France traveling around. Very exciting, but now we're excited to have her back, and maybe Fauna was in the equivalent of France too. We will find out. So let's pick up this story from there.
Real quickly, next week we're playing at 6 p.m. So spread the word, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 3 hours later than normal. We'll announce it again later. Just make sure everyone tunes in then.
Yes.
Because of TwitchCon.
So much TwitchCon action. So stay on TwitchCon, and then after your TwitchCon fun, tune into not TwitchCon, which is us. That was a long-winded saying of saying, hey, we love you guys. We still are excited to play next week, even though we're later. Okay, so I want to pick it up right from there. So just to get you guys quickly on the same page, you had done some exploratory in Waterdeep for the last 6 months that you have been recovering here in different capacities, dealing with the blow of Valindra. And this had led to Lala following a very shiny object, she's not sure what, into a very mysterious mannered home. From there, she just continued to track inward. Moira had lost her on the surface of her pinging that she had tried to track down Lala with the locate object. But Lala then suddenly got warped from this black marbled, vacant almost manor home into a dark underground cave of some sort, where she continued to follow this cloaked figure who had this shiny object. So, that being said, it picked up with everybody else following and her getting into a little bit of trouble. So we're just going to start from there right away.
I'd just like to say that I'm not taking any damage.
You have not.
So I'm fine.
You are flying pretty far away. This creature that you have been hitting, who you cast Hunter's Mark on, isn't necessarily in the best shape, but this other fellow creature that is next to it has also been retreating. So we want to pick it up from there. We can just start, let's just start top of the action, just as if we're just kicking it off. So Lilith, we're going to start with you.
Do I roll initiative? What am I doing?
I already have the initiative order. Essentially, I know that you guys are running. You guys are just running as quickly as you can. You probably have to use another full action and move to get into eye line of whatever noise you hear in the deep, dark cavern.
I'm going to go ahead and run another 30 feet.
Sounds
my
good.
first action. And at this point, am I about 30 feet away? 40 feet away?
You are actually a little bit closer
10
to
feet
about
away?
100. You're right around the mark because it was about 250 feet away. You ran 100 and, you ran 60
I thought it
feet.
was
You're trying to
100
get to 120. If you run 30 more feet, you're about 120 feet away at least or so from the sound that you're hearing.
Okay. I'm going to run again.
Okay, you run, but you have dark vision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So right on the cusp of your vision, suddenly in the darkness, and it's been a difficult cave to run through. You guys are jumping through a lot of these very large, internal, kind of natural, cavernous stalagmites and stalactites. You guys are, you feel like this has been here for a long time. This is clearly shapen but used. The trails are wet and slick, but clearly have some sort of prints on them that have covered up former tracks. So you're just like jumping around and trying to run forward. You're not even really paying too much attention. However, you see Lala, tiny little Lala in the far distance, ever so slightly up hiding behind one of these stalactites, right? Stalactites.
Holds on
yes.
tight.
Holds on tight.
Oh,
And the mites come in from the ground. So she's hiding right up behind one of these stalactites. And she's just like, has her bow out and she's like hitting something. You can see it kind of pinging against this like dark cloaked figure. You have no idea what this figure is, but you can see the faint outline of it. So that's what you catch. Okay. Lala, it's your turn.
So I'm up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, how far away is it from me, would you say?
You had flown 35 feet up. So I would say because of the height of the creature, you're about 30 feet away.
Okay.
I'm going to try and cast sleep on it.
Okay. So you roll, I think it's 5d8 or 8d5. No, there's no d5s. It's 5d8 then. It depends on what level you're
8d5.
casting it, though.
Ooh, it is. Yeah, it's 5d8. But I'm casting it at 2nd level,
Ooh.
I think.
All right, so if you want to roll those dice and see if this creature is able to get knocked out. Powerful spell.
I have.
Never mind.
Thank you. Okay. 23 total. Is that what it is?
Okay, so you cast sleep. You quickly, put down your bow and just try to get this spell
Just
out.
shake all my pixie
Yes,
dust on
shake
it.
all your pixie dust on it.
Casting
It
spell.
definitely sneezes and makes a very odd sound. Unfortunately, though, it seems like the sleep spell did not affect this creature as you had been trying to cast it upon it. So, slide this little thing.
Dang
You got- It's kind of what you hear from the underneath this like mask and this cloaked figure, and that is going to be your action. Do you have a bonus action or move that you wish to do?
I'm gonna recast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay, so you focus it one more time. Just try to get your eyes on the creature and make it a little bit more weaker, and also track it, which is great. All right, so moving along, Junishka.
Oh goodness, it's my turn.
Yes.
What am I? I'm close to.
Very close to Lilith, and you just saw her bolt forward.
I want to go as well. My speed is 40 feet.
Okay, sounds good. So you want to use your full action in your move just to try to, and if you remember the last time you ran in the wrong direction accidentally because you're still shaking off that
I'm a little drunk.
a little drunk. So you turn back around, you use your full action, full movement to try
Sure.
to get behind Lilith.
Sure.
Can I have you roll a dexterity,
Oh,
a
Lord.
dexterity check? I'm gonna have it be because it is a very slick wet ground.
Bless you, Rowan.
That's-
Bless you, Rowan.
I was almost at 20, but it was not. It was 3.
Oh, a 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is this. Junishka, you turn around, now seeing the direction Lilith is going in, and you just start to run. And you completely miss how wet the floor is. Your butt goes, like, you just slip on the ground, and you start to slide in the opposite direction of where Lilith is going. Can I have you make a dex saving throw?
Oh, my saving throw is. Oh, that's only one rage, right? So it doesn't. Like a guy. Should we count that? It's sweat dex saving throw. So this is the yes, thank yous, and it's still same 13.
13? Okay.
Better than
Um,
3.
so you slide, and you
I'm
just
tired
see
waiting for her to catch
Junishka.
up with me.
Yeah, she's going a solid 40 feet, like sliding feet as well. Like she's almost. Do you want to do tummy flop or do you want to do a back flop? Like, what are you
I
doing?
pictured myself on my butt.
On your butt, so you're
Yeah.
sliding down almost.
Whee!
Yeah, like in the snow, a kid, and you just start to slide down the slide, and you just land into some sort of black sludge. It takes a moment as you're in it, but it's very sticky, and it seems to be some
no.
sort of naturally occurring goo, as you are currently at a movement of 0 and stuck in some sort of sludge.
Stuck in
So-
sludge.
Yes, and you are sinking into it. You are about 3 feet right now, but your legs have stopped, and you're like on this slippery, almost tunnely slide, and you just are trying to hold from it. Also, above you are just tons of stalactites, and they're dripping this like black goo from
It
it.
feels like my heart stuck in sludge.
Oh dear.
Know
Oh.
what I mean?
I have a question.
Lilith,
My
yes.
love is dead.
Is the sludge that she's stuck in, is it a plant? Is it like alive?
It's
Oh.
hard to tell from here because you ran forward, and then you just hear her behind you like wee as you look to your left, and you see her
I
slip
thought it
into the
was a
direct
rat.
left of you into something. From what you can tell right now, you would have to turn around and probably use your next full action to understand what's happening because it's very dark and it's very hard to see because right now, even with dark vision and no light source, even though I think Moira, you lit Requider, so you can kind of see there's some sort of black abyss, but you don't know more than that. You'd have to get closer. You're 40 feet
Oh
away
my
from it right
God.
now. All right. Okay.
I'll
So
just stay
helpless.
here. I'll be here. Don't worry about me. And then we go.
All right. You just started to let it take over you.
Well, if I'm still, you don't sink as much with quicksand. So maybe if I just use it as like a jacuzzi, like a bubbly jacuzzi,
Like a mud
warm,
bath.
sludgy mud bath.
Spa day.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'll say there's definitely a bubble or two. It's warm.
Dragon Spade. If someone wants to draw this, Dragon Spade.
Hashtag Dragon Spade.
Dragon Spade.
But Moira, it is now your turn. As Janishka just had that happen, and you just saw her slip and slide to the left of you 40 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna go after her.
All right, so you take your fighter. You go. I need you to make a dex check because it's very slippery around this area.
No.
Do we still have our pass without trace plus 10 dex?
That's only for stealth checks.
Is.
Yes.
Never mind. Let's try to help myself because my dex isn't great. This is a 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of sliding and slipping, and your legs like open. It's like a black ice kind of situation where you're having trouble here. Can I have you make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, sure.
Behind.
5.
Okay.
Ah.
You yourself, is it a front flip or is it a back one on this one?
Probably the back.
The back?
Yeah.
So you yourself, woo, your feet go out underneath you. You begin to slide down the same exact slippery path of Dranishka. You hit behind her, knocking her 2 more feet into it, but you're not in the black sludge. She's just now waist high in it versus knee high or thigh high.
Hello.
Hello, darling. If I put the fire on it, does it do anything? From
Okay,
required?
so right away you're just like, oh gosh, and you're just trying to get this sludge, Dranishka out of the sludge. There's no places to hold on to here. It's very slippery all around this pit. You take Requiter, you put it nearby the fire. It seems to almost lick it too nicely. Almost like it wants the fire.
Nope, putting that away.
Okay, so you take a moment and you just slowly lift it away, realizing that maybe this is not the best thing to put fire into.
Can I try and pull her out?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Do you keep Requiter lit?
Yes.
Okay.
I keep it lit because I gotta see, but
All right, I'm
Can
gonna
I dim
say make a quick,
Oh, I
just make a quick strength check to try to pull her out even a little bit after this fumble.
I'm very strong.
Yeah.
I think.
that was almost a 7. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you're
Wait,
able
but
to
don't you
get
have
you're able to get your hand
plus 10?
underneath
no,
Dranishka's
that's
arms
stealth.
and start to lift her up about a foot. Right now you kind of know Moira's behind you, but it feels like she's hugging you as she's trying to lift
you too, darling.
Oh god, she's so
I
drunk.
am good friends.
I'm
Well-
just gonna keep trying to poke her out.
All right, so as you guys are in that situation, often not too far in the distance, Lala, just on the cusp of your vision, you are now catching that sludgy black goo, whatever that is, seems to use all of its movement and its action, and you see kind of on the cusp of your vision here, there's no door. This cave kind of ends, it seems like, or at least it apparently has an end, at least visually where you're seeing now. But there is a crack within this, and you see it slide into the crack, no more than an inch, maybe 2 inches.
So it's
thick.
just like
So this whole thing is just pushing itself through this crack in the back of the cave. And that seems to be its turn. Rowan, it's your turn.
How far away am I from Dranishka?
You are, I believe, still about 40 feet. You're 40 feet away from the left side. She slid down 40 feet or something.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't get close.
You can move before you pass them.
I know, but my speed's only 25. So
Little legs.
how far away am I from Lala? Can I see
oh,
them? Because
so
at the end
Lala,
of the last
You
game,
had
I
run
had
exactly where Lilith is. So right now, Lilith is about 60 more feet ahead from you.
Okay.
From what you can gauge, you can't see Lala. You don't really know what's going on. But Lilith seems to have spotted something in some sort of way from just her stopping and
Okay.
from her body movement. So you think that you might be about 120 feet away from Lala.
Okay. All right, but I'm gonna run towards Dranishka and Moira.
Okay. So you turn left and you begin to run. Can I have you make a dex check then? Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Everyone
So
get away
5.
from me.
A
I'm
5?
hungry.
Yeah. You turn, you don't realize how slippery the ground is. And then just on that one little spot that some of you guys were running in, it wasn't so bad, but there are really wet spots here. You slip on this kind of tunnely canal and you start to zip down this little tiny pocket for a gnome. Can I have you make a dex check, please?
Can I try and grab her as she's coming down?
We'll see what happens.
A dex check?
Yes, a dex check. Sorry, saving throw.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. 15.
Okay, great. So as you're starting to slip and slide down, you're able to kind of like almost use your full body length. Like you just like spread like a flying squirrel. You
Mr.
kind of,
Hopkins.
yeah. You put your legs and your arms out like a flying
You've been hanging
squirrel.
out a lot, so I go like flying squirrel.
And you start to like hit against like the divots, but you stop just short. I would say just 10 feet short of Moira. So you stop 10 feet above Moira.
Hello. Welcome to the party. It's a sludgy TPK down here.
I have something very useful for us. If I can just get a little bit closer on my next turn.
Well,
Well,
just 10 feet away.
surprisingly, because of that mishap, you technically had used your movement on that, so you still have your action.
Oh, so can I all right, since I'm in flying like Rowan flying squirrel mode, this is what I would like to do, and DM, limit me where you must. This is what I would like to do. I would like to cast freedom of movement and pounce on the both of them at the same time,
Oh,
to give them both freedom of movement from the sludge.
okay. I'm gonna say that because it was technically the save and the movement, and you still have your 25 feet, and you're only 10 feet away. You cast freedom of movement. You jump. I want you to make a quick dex check to see if you can land on them
A
appropriately.
dex check or save?
Just a check, because
Okay.
you're actively trying to do this in your head on your bonus
Dragon
maybe
cross.
right here. So
9.
9. Okay, so you kind
Wait.
of
Yeah, 9.
a 9. Okay, so you kind of like overshoot it, but you're able to touch them as you cast freedom of movement, and you land with your full back in the sludge as you're starting to sink into it. Did you also cast freedom of movement on yourself, or just
Well,
on
I
the two
figure
of
it's
them?
coming from me.
Okay, it
so-
depends on how many people you can cast it on. What your
It's
intent
just
was.
touch. It says touch a willing creature.
So she's touching herself.
And are you casting it at a higher level though?
It is a 4th
I
level, and
heard
that's as
that.
high as I can cast.
Okay, I think that freedom of movement might only be able to cast on one person. Just double check that spell.
You touch a willing creature. Range touch. For
I'm
the
not
duration,
actually-
the target's movement is unaffected by the difficult terrain and spells and
Okay.
other magical powers.
I'll say that it affects Trinishka. Like you
Okay.
hit her, you cast it. Suddenly you
Okay.
feel like you can dance a little bit. Now it actually feels like a jacuzzi because you're actually
You
moving
can
in it.
pull me up now.
Now you landed full flying squirrel back, like you overshot Trinishka, tapped her in the head, and then fell in the sludge. And right now you're like sinking without the wingspan of a flying squirrel. And you're about an inch into this sludge as you're starting to go.
It's not my idea of a mud bath.
Where's Mr. Hopkins?
Oh, he's tucked away safe.
Yes, he crawls up on top of her, and he's sitting on her, like doing like
jungle book
airplane.
style.
Yeah, like help Rowan, please, like help her. So, as that is happening, this creature that you have been actively engaged with seems to take its cloak, pull it closer, and turn around and try to run.
Ooh. Do I get any sort of like?
No, but
Cause
because you're not within melee of it right now, and you didn't
Dang
already.
it.
So it turns around and begins to bolt. Now it's
well,
it's
then I'm gonna follow it.
all right. Well, it's moving pretty fast, and it seems to be like jumping around almost
Yeah, but like
unnaturally.
how fast?
Let me see how it's doing. Oh, okay. Well, I had it make a dex check. So as it's trying to jump and try to understand all these things, it also like slides, and then you hear a crack against its leg, against one of the stalagmites, and you can see that it's starting to hobble away.
No.
So this thing, but
I feel bad.
can I have you roll a quick perception check to see if you can kind of see a little bit more of what's happening?
Ooh, that's not bad. 21.
21, okay. So as you're trying to understand exactly what this creature is, you see its leg poke out from underneath its cape. And it's wearing boots, but the boots are too big for its body. And you're able to catch ever so quickly a glimpse of its leg. And this leg, though you can't see the color of it, it seems discolored, and it seems to have warts on it or boils or some sort of sharpened edge on it. It is a creature by all means. And the yellow eyes that you saw earlier when you were following it and looked into it, the mask of it, suddenly you're starting to gauge or feel like this is not anything of any of the races you've seen in Waterdeep right now. So,
Well, since it's slowed down, I'm gonna try to catch up to it.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do on your action. Real quick, we go back to the top with Lilith. What would you like to do?
I am gonna not yell down the hall because I don't want to attract anything to me. So I guess I just continue to run towards Lala.
Sounds good. You use your full action. Thankfully, because of the way that all of this has been kind of set out before you, you don't have too much trouble on this main bridge. You kind of run down it, you stop, you jump to the next bridge, and you run down, and you see Lala above you. She's still 35 feet in the air, and you use your full movement and your full action to get within, like, I think about 60 feet. You're 30 feet per action, right, for your speed? So yeah, you're 60 feet away from Lala right now, and you can see her much clearer. And you're trying to look, but she's got her bow pointed out, and she's like kind of looking around somewhere very curiously. Do you want to say anything to her now that you see her, or are you good to go?
I'm going to stage whisper.
Okay. Lala! You can hear it through the cave. You actually heard some people scream, you think, in the distance, like a wee or a woo. It's hard to tell.
Do I
Can
hear
you hear me?
It's like, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Lilith?
Yes, it's me.
What? You found me!
Yes.
Oh, good.
Are you,
Do you see the thing over there?
do I see the thing?
Let's have you make a perception check. Let's see if you can do this on your bonus action. Gauge where this creature might be.
19.
Okay, you don't understand what she's looking at. You don't see anything in front of her, but you look down and you swear you hear through the echoes of the cave right now, where there is quite a little bit of noise happening. You swear you hear like a whimper, and you look in the direction of the whimper, and you see like what looks like somebody or something wearing a black cloak and kind of hobbling in the distance, about 80 feet away, maybe 100.
That cloakened thing.
Yeah.
Are you trying to kill it?
No.
No.
Maybe?
Maybe.
No, I don't know yet.
Okay.
So, as this is happening, you
Yes.
hear something in your head. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, Troll, Sylvan, and Draconic.
Okay, you hear a voice press into your head. It's speaking in Elvish. You hear, "Don't hurt me, please. Please don't hurt me."
And then I'll just shout in Elvish, I won't if I can have whatever's on your back.
Do you shout it out loud, or do you say it in your head?
Oh, I guess I'll say it in my head. I don't know if it can read my thoughts.
It's a weird sensation. It's like you hear the voice, but Lilith, you just see Lala kind of like shake for a second as if she's hearing something. And that's all you catch. But it is technically now your turn as well, because Lilith has just finished up that action.
Well, if it doesn't respond, I'm gonna keep flying towards it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna shout. I sorry I shot at you. I was just really startled, and I just want what you have.
All right, make a persuasion check. And I'm going to give you advantage, because you scared this thing.
Okay.
What do they have?
Something
18.
18. Okay, this cloaked creature turns, and again, it's still wearing that mask, but you can still see those yellow eyes with those black irises, the little black irises, and it turns to you and it goes, "Holly, I won't be in trouble, but if it's going to make you leave." And he throws it, and then he turns around and he just continues to hobble away. You don't know what direction he's going in, but he just wants you away from him right now.
All right. Thank you.
Janishka, what do you want to do?
Well, I've been touched by an angel or flying scroll woman, either way. And I can now move, yes?
Freedom of movement.
Freedom of movement. So, how likely...
For up to an hour, by the way.
For up to an hour. So I get out of that jacuzzi.
Yeah, surprisingly, this was a very difficult situation. Whatever this pool was in, you were stuck. Your movement was 0, and right now you can like it's like water. It's almost like it's like perfect water. Like you could bathe in this stuff. You don't know. It doesn't smell great. Do you want to make a quick nature check on your bonus action to see if you can gauge what this stuff is?
Oh no. 2.
2.
I don't like you.
Something sticky and gooey and ooey is about the amount that you can gauge from this. But you do know that your friend is currently in it, and you don't see her moving much except for sinking
right,
into it.
Right.
She is right in front of you.
Okay, I have.
I'm the only fourth level
Well,
spell slot.
I'm okay. So I'm strong, so I don't.
You can
and
just
I'm
make a
very
general
big.
strength check.
So okay, let's do that. We want to use this one, or who makes these dice?
Go.
Gil.
Come on, go.
Don't fuck us, Gil.
No, Gil. Was this just a general strength check?
That's right.
That was 5.
5. So as you get closer to Rowan, the issue here is that
so strong.
you're so strong.
Usually.
But the issue is that like trying to pick her up in this situation, she herself is quite sticky to it, even if
Yes.
your movement is 0.
Yes.
You yourself can't really find the strength to lift her up.
Slippery.
It's slippery. It's
Yeah.
it's it's slippery and wet. So I think it would take unfortunately another round of action. But you have your hands underneath her and you're trying to lift her
Let's try again.
up. Okay, I think that we were unfortunately going to have to keep going through that action because you used your full action to try to lift her up. So what do you say as you can't lift her up this action?
Oh, well, this never happens to me. I hear that a lot, but now I'm saying it. Get it? This never happens to me. There we go. Thank you. It's just so floppy. My arms. My arms floppy.
So as she's apologizing for not being able to get you up, she bluntly stated, let's continue. Moira, it's your
Okay,
turn.
great.
And you also have Requiter. Still lit.
I do, for better or for worse. How far away is the creature that's hobbling away?
Oh, you don't even know what's happening. That's about 180 to 120 feet away from here.
Gotcha.
Very, very far.
Divine sense is useless.
They're essentially on the other side of the cavern. You can hear faint echoes
I
of
just heard.
something.
Yep. I just heard that for sure.
I also did shout at it
You did. It's true.
in Elvish.
Did I hear her shouting at all in
It's
Elvish?
hard to hear with the echoes. A lot's happening within these. It's almost like when one person talks, unless you're within a certain distance, it sounds like a bunch of echoes vibrating against one another.
I'm just going to keep trying to pull my friends out because you said I'm not quite in the.
No,
Okay.
you were able to stop just
Right
5
in front
feet
of it,
before because Dranishka was right in front of you.
Okay.
But now she's 5 more feet in. She's
Yeah.
about 5 feet away from you, and Rowan is an extra. So Rowan's about 10 feet away.
Do I have rope?
You do.
I'm
Yes.
gonna lasso some rope and try and pull her out, and I'm gonna just.
Sounds good. Now it takes a full action to tie a knot.
Yep.
Do you want to just throw the rope in? That won't take a full action.
Yeah.
All right.
But before I do that, because I don't trust this thing with Requiter, it looks like it wants to fire. I'm gonna really focus on where she is so I can like sense and be able to throw it to her, and
Okay.
then put Requiter out.
All right, sounds good. So just make a quick dex check as you try to throw it at
course.
Rowan in the general direction.
Sorry if I hit you in the face with the rope. I
It's
don't
all
mean
right. Can't get much worse.
to. 11.
11. Okay, yeah, it kind of flops next to you. You're probably gonna have to grab onto it because that's all it took. It's kind of on Rowan. She grabs it as quickly as she can. All right, that is your full action to do that. Do you have it? And you put it out with your bonus action required. Sounds good. All right, so Rowan, what do you want to do? You want to try to get yourself out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Make a strength check.
3.
Oh, 3. So you try to grab onto this rope and you try to pull yourself, but as you try to pull yourself, your muscles tense and you sink another 4 inches in. Currently, half your body is
Was she
in
in my?
this.
I thought she's in my
She's still in
arms.
your arms, but she's sinking even with your arms. Her weight. She's somehow very heavy right now. She's a stout gnome. Like you never noticed.
A stout
So
gnome.
a strong gnome. She bench presses at the
You know.
benches in the park. And so
But no why.
yeah. So she slides a little bit further in, and you're just like, oh no, and Rowan, you don't know what to do, and poor Mr. Hopkins he's just jumping on you and squeaking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll. So, do I get to do something?
I'm gonna say that was just your bonus action to try to lift yourself
Okay.
out. So do you have an action you'd like to try?
I mean, fuck. I guess I better cast water breathing on myself.
Okay.
In case.
It's not water.
It's. I mean, does it? underwater? I don't know.
Well, you could find out.
Well,
soon.
that's a big
Things don't go
spell.
well.
That's a big spell.
I mean, if you want to try, just out of pure panic of Rowan, you're just
Can
like,
you do
water
freedom
breathing."
of movement on yourself?
I already used it.
Damn it on
I
me.
can't use it again.
Climb me?
All right. Okay. I'd like to. No. Never mind. Yeah, I guess I just cast water breathing.
Water breathing, all
Who
right.
knows? Maybe sometime in the next 24 hours it'll come in handy.
You know, oh, because it does last for quite some time. So you take a moment as you still kind of have your hands at the ready.
I'm
You have
just
it.
gonna cast it on everyone because I can.
Oh,
to
anyone
10.
within view?
Anyone within 30 feet. So
Okay. Sounds good. So Moira, Janishka, you all get
Yeah.
this ability suddenly, and you can tell that she cast some sort of spell on you, a familiar one that you guys have had before. And she just kind of sinks, and she just like has to use like her hand kind of like this and her mouth kind of like as much as she can to try
and
to
Mr.
cast the spell.
Hopkins as well.
Oh yes, and Mr. Hopkins, he's just jumping, but
Yeah.
he's
don't
never
worry.
he's never had this spell before, so I'm gonna say he like kind of doesn't know how to react to it, and then he like burps. It's just like he's not certain what that is. Okay. Sounds good. That's your turn, Rowan. Lilith, what would you like to do? You see that creature hobbling away a little far. I would say somewhere between, I would say 70 feet away from you right now.
Did I see him give that?
Oh,
Thing
you saw
to-
him toss like some bag at Rowan, and you were like, but
Lala.
at Lala, but she just grabbed it out of air, and she seems to have some sort of object,
And
but she didn't say anything.
How far away from her am I?
You were currently, I think I said about a little less than 60 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and catch up.
Okay, so it sounds good. So you just run over to her, right beneath you now, Lilith, looking up at you.
I'll come down to her level and be like, I just wanted to steal this. Then I'll open the bag.
All right, sounds good. Takes a moment. You guys are looking, and this creature is just like continuously trying to push further away from you guys every chance it can get.
I want to make sure this is the right thing that I wanted.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to open the bag real quick and take a look what's inside?
Is something that she gave her?
What?
It's so sparkles.
Jewelry.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you pull out these insane emerald
Where'd she get
earrings.
Do they
And this
drag her down to
Did she
the
give it?
ground? If she
they are,
big enough?
yeah, if you want to show them off. I mean, they're just very shiny and large. And
They look like
you don't know
it's
how
for
much these are
dragons.
worth, but they're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful earrings. You can see them in the light.
Are they her size or dragon size?
They're I would actually say they're the size of her whole body.
Her
So
whole
like,
body.
yeah, because
Dragon
she's
size.
you're strong,
Yeah, but I
but
can
you're
shrink.
tiny.
I can also shrink things.
You can also shrink things.
Yeah.
So the original size, as you had grabbed the bag, was about the size of your body, which shrank as you grabbed it, and became your size as you received them.
Neat.
We're almost drowning for this.
I thought it was a wait. We're not near each other.
I know.
So, as you inspect these gorgeous earrings that you had received, giant emeralds drooped in the bottom, inlaid with sapphire and some sort of onyx. The rest of you guys, let's see what's continuing to happen with you and see how this plays out, shall we? So, Jernishka, it's your turn in the initiative.
Great. So I'm very weak, and my arms are floppy, and I cannot hold her up. Okay, she has water breathe. So do I. I have some tools I could use.
Okay.
Trying to see what could help.
Anything to help your strength right now, because your arms feel very weak.
I have rope
Okay. So you want to grab
somewhere
your rope out?
on here. Yep.
All right.
Hunting trap. No. Yeah, I have backpack with all this stuff in it. Yes, I have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Okay. So I'll say that you take your rope out, and you don't understand why she's having so much trouble in this. Like once you were in it
Yes.
for a second, then you can move around.
Well, I'm a little tipsy, and I felt like it felt good on my muscles. loosened me up, and then all of a sudden I could move. I don't think I really know it was because of her.
No. You just felt like a little tap on your
I'm like,
head.
"Oh, okay, this is fine." And I get out. So I'm trying to help her, and I have the rope, and I'm going to tie it around her.
Sounds good. I'll say that you use your full bonus action just to, like, get it around her
Okay.
waist as quickly as you can.
To help the grip.
Yes, exactly. And you grab either end of one of the ropes and you pull. So a strength check with advantage.
Do
this
I
time.
dare?
With advantage, though.
Strength. Did we like that one? Okay, we'll try it. No, I didn't do this one yet. I don't like the way my arm moves when I shake, so I go like this. You know, dragon's getting old. Hey, oh! Not 20.
Not 20.
But with 3, so 23.
Yeah.
I'm so strong.
So you just take everything you can, and with your freedom of movement, you hadn't realized just how strong you were. You almost let your own psyche get to you when you tried to lift Rowan out the last time, and you realized,
Yeah.
oh, like I can move fine.
It can do
this.
damage.
Yeah.
That not being able to. Anyway, go on.
So you grab both sides of the rope and you pull her up and you lift her up as like all of this black goo just like it's almost like through the waters like Ariel, and you just pull her out as she's currently fine and not stuck. You are removed from this
That's
goo.
amazing.
Rowan, not Rowan, sorry. You catch that Rowan has also been removed from this.
Thank you.
So
You're welcome, darling. It's nothing. I'm really strong.
as
You're welcome for that.
I never have this problem.
as this is happening, I'm going to say that though you cannot see any current things in battle besides that one creature that's hobbling away as quickly as it can, the rest of you guys are able to kind of climb up through the slippery areas very delicately and very slowly to make sure that you do not fall down these slides anymore. But you're able to kind of get over one of the ledges, pull yourself up from this black goo, which you guys all have a sense that might be some sort of organic, naturally made cavernous material that does have something almost along the lines of an oil mixed with some sort of rock. There's a very chemically and a stone-like smell to it. It almost smells like iron. But as you're able to walk away from it, you catch very clearly Lala and Lilith staring in the far distance. You guys are trying to catch up with them and see what all the commotion's about, looking over these beautiful earrings. So you don't see any of the creatures that supposedly Lala had been following. You're not too certain, but the only one who caught that she was even following anything was you, Lilith.
Can I use my divine sense?
Sure, and that's 60 feet, correct? Okay, you take a moment. You say a quick prayer to Helm. Nothing pings.
What
So,
fuck were
cold.
we down here? What the hell did you come down here for?
I thought that guy had a weapon. I saw a shiny thing, and I wanted it.
Darling,
And
we have to talk about priorities.
Hey, here's the thing. I didn't know he was gonna go through this thing, and we were gonna end up here. I thought I was gonna go, and I was gonna snatch it, and then I was gonna come back and meet you all at the Rowan treehouse.
Did you go through the fireplace?
Yes. Well, he
You
went
used
through the
to have a small
fireplace,
thing.
so I had to go through the fireplace.
Now, how do we get out?
We can go back to where we showed up, I guess.
When we looked behind us, there wasn't a portal or anything.
Then I have
Which
no
way
idea.
did the guy go? Or woman?
Oh yeah, we could follow him.
You look around and nobody has any idea where he went. It seems like he had disappeared. If you want to roll a quick survival check to try to understand what
Is her
direction.
hunter's mark still on him?
I think it is. So you can ping it then.
Okay, and then I
Oh.
should get
You're welcome.
I should have advantage on wisdom checks to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, good thing I have advantage because that was not good. Okay, that's much better. So what? Is it perception?
We can make that a perception check right now.
Survival? Or I mean, it's the same. So dirty 20.
Okay, great. So as you try to understand exactly where this creature went, it does feel like it's going not deeper. It had hopped further down, but it seems like it's moving and scurrying as quickly as it can with a bad leg, somewhere in the like northeastern direction from where you're currently standing.
Northeast. And then I'm just gonna start flying that way.
Oh, you start to fly 2 o'clock. All right, you zip out as you guys just see
Going
Lala.
that way. Damn it.
Make
Let
your
us
way.
know. Light required so we can see.
My fly speed's only 35 feet,
Oh, kind of well.
so I'm not going that fast.
No. But as quickly as you can, and just avoiding. It's much easier to avoid the cavernous-like mentality of this space. But As you're beginning to walk through this, you do realize that this is just some sort of naturally occurring cave. You don't know where you're located. You don't know if you're even still in Waterdeep. It's a little cold, a little damp, a little dark, but you don't seem to see any creatures as you're starting to follow what you believe to be as the path of this creature. You hop from ledge to ledge. You slide down 1 or 2 slides. You hit what appears to be maybe a 10 by 10 circular natural tunnel. That seems to kind of track upwards somewhere in some sort of direction. From what you can tell from the footprints, because it is a little bit more wet here, and you can hear griffins overhead in Waterdeep. But as you begin to walk in that direction, you think in the distance you still hear a whimper. So after about 5 to 10 minutes of just trying to scout out this creature and follow it through this very dark cave and trying to get up all this black sludge on your bodies and Mr. Hopkins just try not to freak out and just hold on to Rowan being in a very different terrain. And he hops in the pocket. You guys,
Pokeball for you.
you guys begin to make your way up. About 10 minutes in, you do think on the cusp of your vision, somewhere as you're leading upward, you see that creature still like slowly trying to pull itself out.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, someone wanna heal it?
Can I divine sense it?
Yes. You cast Divine Sense, and that should pick up on Celestial.
It is celestial, fiend, or undead, and
Yeah, you pick up as this creature is now right around 60 feet away from you, and you take a moment, you hold Lala back, you pray. That's a fiend. Definitely. Whatever that creature is.
A fiend?
Not a friend.
Oh,
Okay.
a foe is obviously a friend.
Are we all together?
Yes, you guys are all walking.
Can I
this.
do something? Okay.
Do you say that it's a fiend? Do you say it out loud, Moira?
well,
But it's a
am
fiend.
I able to? Hang on, I'm gonna try and find something that I can throw at it to heal it a little bit.
Sure. It's her
Um,
prerogative, whatever she ends up
yeah,
sharing.
If my
I will in a second. It has to be. Can I stop and shout? Can you come here? We're not going to hurt you.
Oh, we wanna help you. I feel bad.
I'm a paladin, and if you will
It speaks
allow me,
Elvish.
I don't know that.
No, she does not. No.
She did not do
I'll
that.
everything she's saying, I'm just gonna shout in Elvish.
Okay, so
The
it takes a
translator?
moment as you're beginning to shout, and you don't know why Lala's shouting as well over you, but then you realize she's shouting in Elvish.
And I'm a paladin, and I would like to heal you a little bit if you would allow it.
You hear a voice in your head, and you don't know what the voice is, but it sounds like some sort of demented dialogue. Do you speak Elvish?
Common and Sylvan.
Yeah, it's not. It's trying to communicate with you in some way, but you do not know what this language is, and it sounds alarming, and it just spoke into your head.
Can I try and repeat it to her? Do I get the gist of like that's why it was
I
like a
don't
pencil thing?
think you understand this language or are able to repeat it in any way, but you suddenly understand that it's telepathically communicating with you.
Okay. It's trying to talk to me, and I don't understand the language, and I don't know what to say. Can you talk to it? I don't.
Yeah.
And see what it
Am
says.
I close by?
You are, yes.
I'm gonna shout.
I speak demonic.
It doesn't seem to be talking to you
Oh.
though. It's all mentally communicating.
I'm gonna
with
shout in
It's in
Elvish.
Elvish.
You can talk into my head.
you. Okay, so you hear something suddenly in your head as it's like,
What is your friend trying to talk to me about? I don't understand.
We want to help.
Hey, just go. You got what you wanted. Leave.
But I wanna fix. We wanna fix your leg.
I don't want your help.
Tell him I'm a
My
paladin.
boss is going to kill me.
She's
Tell
a
him I can-
paladin.
I can heal him.
She can heal you.
What?
Pat, she can heal you.
I won't hurt him.
We promise not to hurt you.
The sword is just for light.
it kind of almost like creepily claws its hands, and right now you see its hands. It's got long fingers,
Like
clawed fingers, incredibly long fingers, and you understand that this creature is definitely not a human. As it kind of looks at you, you see yellow beady eyes.
Did I get an alignment and all from it?
Does Divine Sense
No, it
allow you
does.
to
Oh, but I
receive
do
alignment?
have-
Certain spells do allow you.
I do. I have that somewhere in here. I can do a detect alignment. Where is it? I had it. I can do a detect alignment. I know I can. I had it here for a second. No, that's evil and good. I know I have a detect. I know I do. I have it. I just saw it. Oh my god. I don't know where anything is. Is it in my pile? It's not in my pile. That's like zone of truth. Hang
So-
on. I'm gonna check.
Is it? Because I see it too, right?
Yeah,
Is
you're
it trying
60
to
feet
get
away
out
from
of
it.
something, or
It
it's
was
crawling up a
just
dark-
trying to crawl up this tunnel. There is a bit of a slope, so you guys had to kind
Okay.
of you guys are kind of using your thigh muscles right
So
now. to
while
get out of it.
she's
I
looking
dragon.
that up,
Okay.
I would like to move just a little bit closer, and as far as 20 feet will go,
Okay.
I would like to cast Fairy Fire
Okay.
to light up any objects or creatures. Creatures have to make a dex save
Mhm.
that are in this dark space.
Okay. Sounds good. Just for precautionary measures,
Yeah,
you
just
take
to
a
make
moment.
sure there's no one else around.
Okay.
and-
As you cast fairy fire on it, the creature doesn't seem to be in a position where it wants to fight you guys, seeing that it's highly outnumbered by several of you, so it just willingly accepts the fairy fire. It's now illuminated in this kind of faint purple-like glow, the cloak all around it, very clearly seen. However, even as you cast that, expecting any sort of creature or any other thing to pop up does not, thankfully, but you do very clearly see this creature now on the outline of its cloak. Also, because of the way the fairy fire fell, it does hit its hands, and its hands have this very long nails, almost like the hands themselves are just nails. It's pretty grotesque, and you just see these like yellowy eyes staring back at you.
I think I was crazy, and I didn't see a detect alignment spell. I'm just
Okay.
losing my mind. But I'm gonna just slowly inch towards it. I feel bad that we injured it. It wasn't really doing anything.
So, you're gonna approach it.
Very slowly.
Okay.
I'm gonna be kind of right alongside her.
Okay, so right behind her, you begin
Just, like,
to approach
hands
it.
up, like I'm not gonna.
Okay. So very slowly it kind of makes its way towards you, trying to pull itself with its clawed hands as well. It looks up, it's in pain as its hand like unfolds with its nails and the palms open. You now see something a little, and you have requited, right?
Yeah.
So this creature is wearing a black cloak, disguising most of its body. You can see that the footprints it's creating are humanoid in shape. Even if this thing is not a humanoid, it's wearing boots, so it's trying to disguise itself as a human. It's wearing some sort of mask over its face, and it only has those yellow eyes. But the most distinguishing thing about it that you see is that this hand, though abnormal, the palm of the hand looks like a human palm. The nails are not humanoid, but the palm looks human-like.
I'm gonna take its hand gently and start to cure wounds and ask, "What is your name?"
We have no names. I think I'm Quell.
Quen.
Quell.
My name is Moira. I'm gonna heal you a little bit. Is it okay? Okay. Only what is it? 7.
7? Okay, you heal it up for 7. It does seem to be in slightly better shape. It wasn't. It's interesting. This creature, though it seems like it's falling to pieces in certain areas because of damage or whatever this creature is. The problem is its leg. Its leg is likely broken, which is going to be a much longer heal. But as you surge the cure wounds into the creature, it willingly accepts it and does seem to heal up a bit. It kind of nods as it pulls its cloak closer. It says,
Thank you. Goodbye.
and
Oh,
it just turns
wait.
around to climbs.
what? Quell. We need to find a way out of here.
He just points up in that direction.
In the direction you're going? Okay. Do you mind if I ask, you said that your boss would hurt you. Who's your
He cannot speak with you, I just remembered.
through
So
her?
everything that you're relaying is
Translator.
through translating.
I'm
Okay.
just shouting Elvish and Common back.
Yep. So you guys are all catching this. Like there's some sort of dialogue in Elvish or Common that's happening.
Watering up real fast.
Do either of you guys speak
like-
Elvish?
No,
No Elvish?
I don't.
So it sounds like a bunch of jargon just happening between Lala, Moira, and this
babblefish.
creature, and the creature has not opened its mouth at all. It is very confusing.
Oh, so is it talking to me in my head?
Yeah. The whole time?
So then I'm just shouting Common at. I'm just
Yep.
telling just saying things to Moira in Common.
Yep.
Like crazy.
Yep.
Great. Every once in a while, I'm gonna stop and fill everybody else in.
Yes.
All right,
I
sounds
don't
good. But the
want
creature, every time it gets an opportunity, just turns back around and tries to
wait.
crawl out. Like it just wants to be left alone
Well,
so badly.
Well, one more question. I know. I'm sorry. Who is your boss or your master? Who is it?
You got what you wanted. You don't need any more information.
And it just starts to crawl out.
Need any more information, and I kind of agree.
Listen,
I got
don't.
I get in this way of this quail because I've had it.
Yeah, you've had it with this creature
And I have
slowly
claws,
creeping away.
so I use them and I get in the way. So hold on, buddy.
I'm gonna use Zone of
It's
Truth
okay.
on him.
Zone of truth.
Ooh.
Okay.
15
This
foot
sounds fun.
sphere. 10
Enough
minutes.
walking away.
Charisma saving throw.
All right, and what's the save?
14. Eight.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
So you take a
Eh,
moment,
Never mind.
you cast Zone of Truth, and that creature like looks back at you like angry. Angry.
Don't provoke
And-
him, Moira.
If he wants to fight, he can
You-
fight all 5 of us.
Just let him go.
You see him, and he kind of like makes some sort of like no voice, no dialogue, just a snap in your direction. Gauges the scenario, and then just turns back around and tries to climb out.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, just let him go.
But we still need to go in this direction to get out.
Well, yes.
Right, let's just
so-
give him some space.
Can you ask him if we can follow him out?
Well, I mean, we're going the same direction, so we have to.
But like maybe
He
so
is going incredibly slow because of his leg situation. He's moving about half the rate of you
I'm
guys.
just
Can I
gonna-
pick him up?
Are you going to try? Would you like to try?
I was
He
gonna,
might hurt you.
Zanishka.
I was gonna
No,
ask
he seems
permission.
nice. Ask permission first.
Do you want help out?
You make that same snappy noise in your direction, turns back around and just
I
tries
said
That looks
no.
like a no.
Okay, well, you
We
told
can
me his
just
name.
Wait here for a minute.
I say we just try and go ahead.
I think
Around
we
him?
do
Let's
because
just
what
stay,
else are we going to do?
15 feet behind him.
He's very slow.
He's going
He's,
really
he's
slow.
very slow.
Got a
I think that we
broken
should
leg.
just like
Pass
Go
him.
ahead.
yeah.
I'll just fly up. I'll fly
Pass
up.
him. I'm gonna
It's
follow.
like his boss. I'd like to know who his
Maybe we let our little friend fly ahead of us and tell us what's up. Can you pass without race somebody?
I can just fly up. I'm just fine.
Like so you're just in case it's dangerous, that way no one can detect you.
I was kicking his butt pretty hard back there.
Well, you don't know who else is in here.
Listen, little
Oh,
cocky
that's true.
pixie. I don't want you to get hurt. Someone put pass without race on you.
He has invisibility, so.
Oh,
No,
use
I-
that.
I already cast it today. I can't
Yeah,
use
you
it
did.
again.
Well,
I'm just gonna start climbing up.
So-
I can't wait for this guy.
no, and this
What-
is how you get killed all the time, Moira.
What ends up happening is that Moira, you guys trying to figure out what this creature is or wants, clearly wants to not give you time of day and is pretty frustrated with how the events of the cave went down. It seems like whatever deal it was trying to make, whatever sort of transaction was thwarted by you guys, since you had given it the object that it was attempting
No, it
to
wouldn't do
retrieve. So you guys just continue to walk, and you walk for quite some time. An hour passes, 2 hours. You feel like you backtrack in one tunnel, but this is all just some sort of underground network, some sort of underground
Can we
cave.
still see him?
More
Oh no,
people?
he is going slow. Like it
He's
would.
behind us.
You guys, if you like, he's far behind you guys. Like
He's sweet as
you're
fuck.
like, I could wait here, but he's also not reacting to me. So he seemed to be pretty. Unless you wanted to pick him up and carry you guys along with him, it doesn't seem like he's willingly going to want to work with you in some capacity. I'll even say that he was defiant enough that he just sat there and crossed his arms while he waited for you guys to. Yep. So.
Quell the smell.
As this is happening, can I have you guys all roll rather a survival or a perception check to try to see if you can find your way out of this network of tunnels?
They're the same thing.
What is this for?
A survival or
A
what?
survival or a perception check? And just let me know which one you
Natural
chose.
20
And was that
for
a
perception.
perception? Great.
13.
13?
8 survival.
Mine's 13 for either.
13?
9 either.
Okay. Most of you guys are a little confused. You're going in one direction over the other. But Rowan, you have a very keen sense of how these tunnels might work. And also your squirrel friend, Mr. Hopkins, is just giving you really great perception here too. He's helping you guide. He's on your shoulder and he's like pointing and like we've already gone in that direction, and you have like this nice little dialogue. It takes the better part of maybe 2.5 to 3 hours for you guys to get through this whole network of tunnels. But suddenly you hear on the cusp a of your somewhere in the distance, you hear what you swear is water.
Wait, stop. I hear water.
What direction?
You point
I point to where it is.
in the general direction of that water, and you guys continue to quietly go along the way. Do you want to be stealthy? Do you wish to just walk through?
I'd like to be a little.
Stealthy.
Okay, just a group stealth check then for anybody who cares to be stealthy right now.
I feel like, I mean, it's always good to be stealth.
15.
Ooh, natural 20.
10.
Nat 20.
Dirty 20.
15.
Okay, very quietly.
Nice.
You guys
Oh,
are.
but do we plus 10?
I don't believe it only
Later.
lasts 1 hour. I'm fairly
Yeah.
certain. So unfortunately, no. But you still feel pretty quiet, all things considered. You don't know what this underground tunnel, this network of tunnels, is like. And at certain points, you guys were able to gauge that they're naturally occurring, but at times they seem to be dug out or caved out. It's hard to tell, but you're somewhere underground, and you're just hoping to get out. The sound of water is promising, so you guys continue up along that path. And as you come to some sort of exit, it's hard to see where you are, but your eyes adjust. You see a faint light source in the distance as you catch the sound of water. As you take a step closer and closer, a smell hits your nose, something like seawater. And you think you might be somewhere near a large body of ocean, and if you're still in Waterdeep, this might be the Sword Coast waters. So begin to make your way out. This tunnel's still about 10 by 10, though this area seems to be a little less naturally made. This seems to be carved or created with some intent. You're able to make your way out, and you see the moon now hitting on the cusp of, at this point, it's almost 4 a.m, I believe. You guys were doing a lot of this tracking late at night, towards midnight.
I wonder Mr. Hopkins has been so active.
And you see beyond you, as you're finally able to actually look out into the waters, that crescent moon, almost the exact sigil of Waterdeep in itself, this beautiful crescent moon that oversees the edge of the water. You poke your heads out. See, beneath you, though, the solid 40-foot drop. But you do catch that there seems to be some sort of very rotten network of wood planks that creates a natural bridge to somewhere beneath you. You don't know where.
Of course, they're rotten.
Rowan, remember when we were in Cholt?
I was thinking that. All right. One moment. Yeah, I would like to cast Entangle down the face of the cliff
Okay.
so we can all climb down.
Ooh.
Sounds good. So to avoid this very dangerous,
I love magical
rotten,
friends.
kind of ramshackly bridge is made, you able to look down, cast Entangle as far down as you possibly can, and you guys are able to actually make your way down these vines and these newly casted beautiful vines that are against the seaside cliff in the middle of the night in Waterdeep. So as the moon reflects off you guys and you're able to climb down, just a quick strength or dex check as you guys are making your way down.
I'm
It's
also
quite a
sober.
long.
I'm
Yes,
sober.
you are stone cold
been
sober,
hours.
Janishka.
I'm flying.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is it strength
Strength? Yes.
or a what check?
Or dex check.
Okay. It's
Oh, it's
strength. It's 8. I do not like this.
5? No, just
Oh,
check.
Anything on that side?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
I'm flying.
You're flying. Or dex?
Two decks.
Well, 5.
Yeah.
5.
5? All right. So, as you guys are trying to
Getting
climb
tired.
down this, the only person who's able to hold on tightly, besides Lala who's flying, is Moira. And you're climbing down this, and there's like a solid like 10 to 20 feet, and you're just like, oh, isn't it so and right as you say that, all of your girls just fall off the side. You guys all take a moment. You hit the water.
I can breathe.
We could all breathe.
Oh,
It's no.
No, it was
Oh,
just us. It
no.
was just us.
She cast it on you guys.
But you
Can I try and grab
But I
one?
can swim.
As they're falling by, can I try and grab one?
Me
You
too.
can try to be sure. Make a dex saving throw to see who would you like to try to
Can I
grab.
do that too?
Please save
No,
me.
because you're falling, girl.
But I can breathe and I'm big.
I'm going to try and grab
Okay.
Lilith. That was called.
Reroll that one.
Reroll.
'cause she's not falling.
Oh,
It's a 5.
Yeah, so you I'm gonna say that you go to try to grab Lilith, but you also yourself accidentally let go of it.
Cool.
As you start to fall back. So Lala, you're just looking down as all of your friends are falling into the water.
Did Rowan fall too? Everyone.
So, as this is happening, you guys are all kind of swimming and bobbling in this water on your head. You look over because you swear you hear some sort of as you guys take a moment and you see that a lighthouse right now, not too far away, is having its light go off. You start to hear the tugging of some sort of horns. As you guys look around and realize that you have fallen right into one of the underdocks of Waterdeep.
We're gonna
There's
get crushed by a
commotion
ship.
abound. There are tons of people dealing. Now, it's the middle of the night, but this is right when all of the trade starts to begin and when people are setting sails and the tides are certain lengths. So it's pretty busy, all things considered. And you actually see a familiar ship and somebody looking over and waving at you all in the water.
It's me, Fauna. How'd you guys end up in the water?
My little one!
We fell.
They fell.
Fauna, do you have something that could help us out with the water?
I have some things I could do. Do you want me to just throw you guys some rope?
rope?
And
Yes.
a raft?
Yes.
Not doing too great with the whole climbing thing.
No.
Uh,
She'll have us make a
Right.
dex check.
Wide. Guy can you guys help me get the girls?
Fans, yes! Oh, have full copy. And he just walks down and he waves to you guys, the bald-headed one, snaggle-toothed wine, who's just, the big, it's kind of purplish green skin, just smiling down at you, spotted. And then you see Gylon, who is now 6 months older, so he's 22, 23. His hair is sea-coiffed, as I like to call it. And he with his fine nose and his scout-like demeanor, looks over from the bird's nest and just is kind of smiling down at you guys and waves as well.
Do you guys like what I did with the boat?
So the boat, if you want to describe what you've done to it,
I've named it Farron's boat, and I
Very
painted
creative.
with my own 2 hands the entire boat to make it look so beautiful.
It looks lovely. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Do you
You're so
see? I drew
crafty.
each and every one of you.
It looks lovely. I'd love to see the inside.
Come in, come in.
each one of
I
your
think you
faces
got my
is
nose
carved.
a little. It's a little.
It's abstract.
It's great, Fauna. It's
Moira
great,
just
it's great.
starts to cry.
You don't know anything about art, Lilith.
You're right.
beautiful.
I don't.
It's beautiful.
Remind me not to eat you later.
I'm
I
very
get
proud of
hungry.
you.
I miss you.
I missed you, little. I've been in such a depression.
I know.
Wait, are we still treading water?
Yeah, you guys are treading water and one by one you're going
I'd
up.
love to see what you've done on the inside. I'd love to see what the bathroom quarters look like.
You'll especially love it, Rowan, because it's inspired by springtime flowers.
Oh, help me see it as soon as I can.
I'm just gonna fly up.
So, one by one, dripping wet, you guys make your way up the side of this newly painted, freshly coated, glossy exterior of this boat. What color is a gold, lathander gold kind of thing?
Yeah,
or-
there's gold, there's sunbeams, there's flowers. It's very colorful, because I thought I like color.
So it's like a 13, 14-year-old's bedroom dream.
Yeah, like Lisa Frank.
Moira's just gonna run up and grab you and hug you. It's perfect.
Thank you.
I wait.
It took convincing, but Kylian couldn't talk, and Wide likes everything I do. How Wide?
I do, yeah. Wait, you remember when the boat was called Dame Edna? I like the new name now more. We won't tell Edna.
Edna's fine. She doesn't care.
No, this is way
Where is
better.
Edna, by the way?
She's been working at a bookstore.
So, Farron has actually brought the boat over. It took her 3 months.
Fauna.
Sorry, I keep saying the wrong name. Sorry, guys. Fauna. I'm looking in the direction. Saying the wrong name. Fauna has brought back the boat after 3 months of travel from Silgaunt, which was a very, very difficult and long and arduous journey because there's no connecting river bed or a very clear ocean that connects the two. So you guys got to get very inventive about how you're going to get to Waterdeep. But after those 3 months, she has been overseeing the ship, and she told you guys very clearly after she arrived with everybody on the boat not to come to the boat and the docks at any point because she had a surprise for you guys. So you have seen her here or there. She's walked through different areas of Waterdeep. Do you want to tell us quickly what you've been doing, actually?
I spent a lot of time in the Temple of Lathander after my recent spiritual experiences. I've been praying for Janishka and trying to, but sometimes she goes places I'm not allowed in.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. But I'm trying to be there for her. And I'm also trying to figure out with Moira because I don't want to kill her.
All right. I
So-
forgot about we can trust her.
So the temple to Lathander that you actually had found is a very popular temple to Lathander. There's tons of people who go to it. It's in the Castle Ward at the northern spur of Mount Waterdeep. It's called the Spires of the Morning. And it is pretty much a temple just with spires in itself. Now, it's one of the actual visual kind of points that people come and look at in Waterdeep. Like if people want to see a very beautiful structural element. This temple is very cool. It's pink marble and it's 3 stories. It's a cathedral essentially, capped with 7 spires of copper, gold, and silver that gleam with the reflection of dawn's first light. So right in the morning, it's just like shimmering metallic beauty. So
It's my favorite place.
yes, and you know the priestess there who oversees it. Her name is High Radiance, Gentelara, but you can just call her Radiance. And she's become a very close friend to you. There's about 300 people who are there on the regular. It is one of the most popular gods and temples in all of Waterdeep.
Have I made any friends that are my age?
That's a great question. Let's have it be a persuasion check to see if you've been able to find anybody around your age who's praying to
Can
Lathander.
I introduce her to Barry?
Perhaps. 10? Okay. From what you can gauge, everybody here is over the age of 30. Incredibly old, a lot of paladins, there's a lot of clerics. A lot of people at first were very skeptical of having a younger lady come in because they're like, oh, she's just figuring out what god she actually wants to pray to. She's not actually a follower of Lathander. You know, she's going through that teenage phase. But Radiance has been a huge advocate of yours. And so, like, a lot of the people, the occupants of the spire are actually befriending you. However, there's not many your age. But,
Do they have children?
yes, some of them have children. So they come in frequent. But you also know that there's a lot of people around your age who are actually at Helm's Hall, where Moira is. So you often go there to help the orphans because a couple of them are curious about Lathander, which has created a little bit of an issue because Helm's Hall is incredibly small comparatively to the spires. But yeah, unfortunately, you're working hard on the youth group ministry. Yeah.
Ministry. Youth.
Yeah. Sometimes I think you have to go through something tragic to really understand the importance of spirituality.
I'm starting to understand.
I know. Have you thought about Lathander?
I haven't.
I'll tell you more about
Okay.
So, you guys.
WLD.
WWLD.
You could just go to the bar.
ESFS, Emotional Support Flying Squirrel.
Yes.
I borrow him.
I'm so glad that he's been helpful to me.
He's my other little one.
And as you guys are all pulled up over on deck and try to get cleaned up by Wine, who tries to put burlap on you, which doesn't really help soak up the water, but he's trying. Gylon rushes down and smiles and nods to all of you. And does he still have the set? He's wondering where the sending stone is. You still have it. He has one. So he communicates to you quickly, and you hear him go, "Man, Moira, it's been a while. It's good to see you here. Do you like what Fauna's done with the place? Do you like it?"
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good. It's a very beautiful ship. She did a great job.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Why is he acting weird?
You okay?
Yeah, like it's fine. It's just I've been hanging out in the bird's nest mostly. It's just nice to see another person. You know.
I'm over Gylon, by the way.
Oh, he still thinks that you're obsessed with him.
By the way, I'm so over him.
What happened? How did you get over?
I realized that he is immature, and I deserve someone who cares about me the way that I care about them.
That's
And
very
I was-
good.
I
And
was
maybe
doing
someone a
everything.
decade younger.
Well, age doesn't matter, but here's what
When you're 12, it does.
Guylan's right there, and he's like, I'm hearing all of this.
When you're 13, it does.
It's like a little walkie-talkie.
because I was doing everything. I'm working hard to bring back his tongue and bring back my brother, and I'm
You
doing
might need
all
that.
the effort, and he's giving me no effort, and I don't think that that's worth my time. I think I'm worth more than that, and that is what I've matured to realize.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is something I learned in the bar one night. Yeah.
She's done so well.
She's growing up.
Don't cry, Moira.
You're such a big girl.
Thank you. I'm getting older. 6 months is
It's quite a lot.
It's
So
time to grow.
you hear in your head like, oh my god, this is such a relief. She hasn't said any of this to my face yet. I had a feeling. Yeah, I had a feeling she's been avoiding me every time I am near her. So I was just wondering, are you free Tuesday night?
I have to look at my calendar. Pardon me. I think I
She's
should go
available.
downstairs. I'm going to
She's-
go look at the other decorations downstairs. Goodbye.
I'm gonna take a long rest.
Sounds good. So, as you guys are on the ship, it rocking back and forth, there is quite a lot of noise, but you're able to sleep here. You walk inside. If you want to tell us a little bit what the interior looks like, too. It's not a huge interior, if you remember. Bathroom, a bedroom, and
So
a main
remember,
deck.
this is where I used to keep my skeleton. So I've
Mr.
drawn
Bubbles?
uh,
Shoe. Something like that.
Sneaker.
Sneaker.
Sneaker. So
I
I've
was
drawn an ode to Sneaker. It's a skeleton, but there are flowers growing out of his rib cage and bones. It's quite beautiful.
I love it.
Dead.
I know. That's what I was inspired
Dia
by.
de los Muertos.
And then, as you can see over here, I've painted a rainbow. Just because rainbows are nice. And over here, you can see that I was inspired by our trip to the underwater. This is my underwater motif wall.
And it is truly Lisa Frank's dream. And she brings you through the triptych, through the full, it's like a Chihuly-esque Monet experience, 360
And
as you're
I
like
gave
here.
Wide this door for his own inspiration.
It's not a real door, it's painted, but it's the metaphor.
Wow. What did you thought?
Very good wine.
I love the glitter in the bathroom. Thank you. I thought you would appreciate that, really.
I certainly do.
And I thought Lala too, because I know you guys both like sparkles.
It's true.
So, as you guys walk through the beautifully newly decorated ship called Fauna's
Farron.
Farron's
Named
boat.
for my brother.
What's for your brother?
Yes.
Farron.
Farron's boat.
Farron's boat. Okay, I'm gonna write that down so I do not forget this. So wonderful. Very cute. You actually have wine. Dranishka, come up behind you, and he puts one big half-orc hand on your back, pats it. I miss him too.
Oh man. I'm not ready for this. Thank you. It's hard. Would you like a drink?
Oh yeah, I have one for you.
I think I'm going to say never mind. I think I'm going to try to not drink for a second or two.
Dranishka, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, honey.
Don't die from alcohol poisoning. What's
Well,
the opposite?
dragons have very fast metabolisms.
No, but you know when you are an alcoholic.
Who are you calling an alcoholic? Not me.
Just be careful, okay? Because
Okay.
you're like my family.
Oh, now I'm going to cry. I don't like feelings. I think that I haven't told any of you this, but I think that I'm going to go away for a little bit.
When? What?
I'm-
my cat out from the bathroom.
Tamith does the same.
I think that I'm going to go and put my love to rest and take some time to sober up before I start drinking again. I'm not gonna not drink ever again. But once, I will go with you, and the next stop, I'm going to get off the boat, and you could give me sending stone, or I can just have little Hopkins fly, I don't know, and then I meet up with you again in several weeks.
And Wine kind of pats you a few times in the back, says, I like that idea, actually. Yes. I like. Yes. I like.
Thanks, Wine.
Yes.
Are you safe to go on your own?
I'm very strong when I'm not in the hot tub, and I think I need to be by myself. This unless one of the helpers.
Oh,
wants
I
to
go.
come.
I go.
Okay.
And then
well,
Gylon's like,
how do I pick?
they look and they're, it seems like the two of them are would love to accompany
Does
you.
that mean I take the ship or they take you the ship?
They come with me, and do we have a little boat on the side of the ship?
You do have a smaller boat, smaller compartment.
We might, I might just, while you guys are sailing, take that with them if you don't mind.
Well, we'll miss you very much. Where will you be if we need to send you a message?
Somewhere called Smulgaria.
Schmulgaria.
Well, if anyone goes with you and he has one of the sending stones, we'll be able to talk
Yes.
constantly, but we're always here for you.
Thank you, darlings. It's going to be good for me. Take care of little one.
We'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
I won't miss you, Gylon.
Gylon's eyes do the biggest roll towards Moira, and he's just like, you hear it in your head, we'll have to get that drink another time, I guess.
If you're not gone by Tuesday, maybe we'll do it then.
And so with that, you guys enter the very small but modest boat. And before the true crack of dawn sets and the sun and the tides are too strong, you begin with the winds pushing away to find a appropriate place to reflect and bury somebody that you loved very very dearly.
Something that we had talked about, which I will share when I come back.
And that's going to be our break for now, you guys. So
So we're sending our dear Kellen off to
Bulgaria.
In real life, Bulgaria. That's the quickest.
That's so good. It was
Yes, I'm going to do a project in Bulgaria for about 5 to 6 weeks. So I will be gone. I'll miss everybody, but I will be tuning in when I can and seeing the adventure. And then it'll be really fun to come back and see what's happened. And I'm sure I'll have an adventure with here. Which one's here?
Here
Yes,
is Gylon. Gylon is
And
here.
then
Yeah.
the other one. What's the other one?
Wine.
Wine. I thought wine was here. I'm confused. I'm drunk.
I
Not
think
me,
they're
but-
confused as well.
But we're staying on for the break, right? To
Yeah, we're
talk.
gonna keep
Indeed.
the camera
Right before it's
rolling
over.
So we
And
can
don't-
chat with you guys.
Forget exclamation
Yeah.
mark raffle. We're probably gonna pull.
Break, or are we doing that at the end?
Ooh, who knows? It's anyone's game. Whoa! I'm gonna try to find out.
So yes,
That can be a winning. I don't
Hop on
like
the
it.
chat.
I know we're
Yeah,
gonna
hop
miss
in the
her.
chat.
If you have some questions for the group, feel free to send them in chat. I've got this going right
I'm
here.
sure
Oh,
we'll
you
have,
have chat going?
I got chat going.
and I'm sure we'll have
Ah.
some they'll have some really good subs if they, some people
Yeah,
are
we'll
gonna
have
play
some
with
fun
you guys.
people come in.
We're
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Spanish
cool.
accent will
Really
be
good
even
fun.
stronger when she returns.
For what?
Your accent will be even
Oh
stronger.
my God, Schmulgaria, you have thick accents. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be there.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We'll see. Hopefully, and you know what? If I'm back next week, we'll know something went wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys want to keep the mics live and keep it rolling?
Because we're gonna chat
Alright.
with the people in chat.
We're gonna chat with
back
chat.
in the
We're gonna
day
chat
in
with you.
Bulgaria, they were awesome.
15-minute counter up for your break.
Ah,
So
great.
15 minutes of break till
And
we'll
I'll
be
get
back
outta here at
playing the
5.
game,
At
but we'll
5
chat with
left.
you guys in the meantime.
Oh yeah, type question in all capital letters before you send in a question so we can see it.
Bulgaria had terrible food last time I was there.
Oh, great. Apparently they have something, it's like, it honestly looks like the Greek salad that they have in like the Cretan salad in Greece. It's like
Cretan salad?
Cretan salad from
Yum.
Crete.
Oh.
Crete, not like you're a Crete. But Cretan salad in Greece is like kind of like a Greek salad, but there's no lettuce. And it's like red onion, tomato, feta.
That sounds good.
Cucumber, olives. And they have a similar thing in Bulgaria that's like they're known for that and something else.
Do they put
I'm
cottage
trying to
cheese
look.
with it or hummus?
Not cut, no.
Lulu
I do
KH
love-
says,
that's
we'll miss Kellen.
Oh, thank you,
And I
Lulu
would also
KH.
give a little shout out to Magical Radiance. Thank you for joining us for your first live GGG.
Yay! Also, I had a friend tune in who never, I thought would, and she was like, I really like this. And she was commenting on the Forever 21 looking earrings. She liked them. I love those.
Thank you. Those
so
are actual.
I
Yeah,
really
those are
like
real.
props.
That's real costume jewelry.
I really
from,
like props. That was a good
Yeah.
touch. All of a sudden she brought them out, and I'm like,
Aren't they
so pretty.
beautiful though? I mean,
Yeah.
they're nice.
Okay,
I love
so
the blue ones.
Tucker author
Are they
says,
pretty?
if you all had to trade characters for a session, who would you want
Ooh.
to play?
Trinishka for sure.
Oh,
I was
thanks,
gonna
boo.
say Danish.
I
Yay!
want to be Lala. I want all that dex and that.
Ooh,
stuff.
I'd like to
Always
be.
roll so high.
I'd like to be maybe Fauna.
That'd be
Because
fun.
I'd like to talk like five Ivy Underbug.
Or I'd be Underbug.
And also, she's very magical, and I really want to have magic. I don't get that until
Magic's
like
so
level
much
10.
fun.
Your turn.
I get magic level
It's
10.
funny because people comment like, "Why is her voice like that?"
Yeah, they think your voice is actually like that, which is
Island,
amazing.
Island,
Because
that good at
commit.
Okay.
What else?
Has Fauna made any progress bringing Farron back? Also, we will miss Helen. This is from Akeisha Roberts.
Thanks, Akeisha. Oh, she's an active Twitterer.
Yeah,
so
I love that. Thanks.
I don't know who saw our Comic-Con game. But-
Oh yeah.
Fauna had a vision of bringing Farron back. So, but she looked about 16. So we have some time.
Few years down the road.
And I forgot what happened with the Moira warning. What was that?
We saw me or
Yeah.
Fauna killing Moira, but you guys were all like on my side.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you were trying to defend Moira. We were
Oh
all,
my!
like,
I just got chill bumps. Like
If you
for
guys are
real.
confused about what we're talking about, go watch our live game from Comic Con.
It's really good.
The
It was
lighting's
really
a little
good.
off, but listen, like the
Yeah.
listen and watch.
It was a
'cause-
fun game where we all kind of had visions, and it was
was
different, but it
Very
was
emotional.
I cried.
yeah, we all cried.
Lots
We
of
all
character
cried.
development.
Lots
What
of
is? Are you
I
any
love
of you going to
the
be
ham.
special guests on what?
on LA by Night? Oh, where was this question? Night Razor asks if any of us are going to be special guests on Vampire the Masquerade LA by Night.
I
Okay.
wish Jason Carl.
Jason Carl,
Call me.
if you're watching, bring us all on.
All of us at the same time.
All
Yes.
at the same
We're
time.
When
gonna
we're back
take-
from Schmulgate.
You know what? We're just gonna take over LA by Night.
Yeah, we could be a three-headed vampire.
Yeah.
What are
Four-headed,
y'all's-
six-headed. I
What are
don't know.
y'all's favorite parts of the watching the show? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys really like to see?
Yeah, send Kellen that answer.
And
That's
me
a
as
good
well.
And Lord Arctic Frost. Lord Arctic Frost, spelt with a PH and a Z. Would you do another DCA?
Oh God, yes. I love Miranda. Listen, if I do or do not come back, I still love Miranda. I'd love to play her again, but DC is so much fun. I love those people. I love Chris Perkins. They're all great. It was a lot of fun. I'd love to do it. Yeah. We'll talk. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not.
So many things happening. It's so exciting.
Um,
I gotta catch up on LA by Night.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
Friday
It's so
episode.
good.
I heard it was
Ooh.
amazing. And I'm a
Slash
huge fan of everybody.
Axis says, what Halloween themed video games you all playing? Destiny 2, DDO, etc. I don't think I'm playing anything spooky right now.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm playing Odyssey. Odyssey's
I'm
great.
still
You're playing
playing
anything?
Breath of the Wild.
Darkest Dungeon for me, but I like
Ooh.
watching people.
You know what I
so
want to
stressed.
know?
Darkest Dungeon.
I want to know what y'all are gonna. Are you guys doing a Halloween app, and what are you gonna dress
Ooh,
as?
that's a good
Ooh.
question.
Listen.
Um,
We do.
well, three of us have a really, thank you, have a very exciting Halloween costume that we don't really want to talk about.
But you're gonna
yet.
wear it on this?
Maybe.
I think
we should
might.
talk about it.
Then the three of us should maybe come
We
up with
haven't, but we
something
also
exciting who aren't included in the cool costume.
We are doing a very specific theme that we got way too excited about within the
know,
last
so
like
I
I
week.
went a little insane and decided to make a corset.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I'm
Free
so
for me.
impressed, by the way.
Good job. Well, if
saw
anyone
her-
can do it, she
Her
can do it.
makeshift patterns
And
made
her.
out of, was it napkins?
Yeah.
I
I-
am blown away.
You psycho.
napkins?
Yeah, I was using napkins to draft a pattern.
Will Kellen
because I
bring
didn't
her
have any
horns
pattern
to
paper or
Schmolgaria?
muscle.
What? Sorry.
She bring
That's
her
my
horns.
allergies.
Her horns to Schmolgary.
Yes.
If you mean will Jernishka bring them, they're attached to her. Will I bring them to actual Bulgaria?
Yes.
Maybe just because you asked me to, and I'm going to take a picture in Bulgarian my horns and send it in.
Because I'm gonna
That's hilarious.
Okay, can
Zach
you get me some?
Sporin.
Yeah, what do you want?
I
Have
don't
you
know.
guys not figured out your Halloween costumes
Will you
yet?
get
For
me
the-
my-
I was going to be something great.
Oh, I
but now
guess it would
can't
be
do
next Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are you going to do? Are you guys, so
We
you
have
three are
to
doing and
chat.
they're doing?
Yeah,
we might
because
not.
You guys
We
do
have
your
to. We gotta
trio.
figure
We'll
it out.
discuss. We have
I
to
want
discuss
to. I want
as
to
a
be
group.
in a costume at least.
Yeah,
I loved what we did last
That was
year.
real cute.
That one was fun.
we'll figure it out.
Last year we were all of the characters from the original D&D cartoons.
Yes.
Yeah, so check it if you haven't seen
Ish,
that
light.
episode. If you go to our website, girlsgetsgloryrpg.com, we have all our videos past. You can find, I think I put the Comic Con. You can find the Comic Con video to watch on our website. You can find all of our last live stream, including the Halloween episode where we all dressed up like the D&D cartoon characters.
I love that so much.
I
There's
know.
nothing happier
Pretty
than
cool.
me in that GIF that Mobius made, which is me like with a bald head and like my D&D shirt going like this and then going like this, and I'm like,
Oh
I
my
look
God.
like an old man.
Yeah,
I'm
who's the
so
person who used to
happy.
make all of our like
Mobius.
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 Good man.
I would love how many what do you I would love
Where
some
the-
of those.
the
Those are really
lights are,
funny. The
the-
memes
yeah.
or whatever. Not memes. What are
Gifs.
gifts? Let's
Yeah.
get some gifts going, guys.
and fan
Just for
art. Wait,
Jessica,
who was the
'cause she's
fan art?
leaving.
we were-
Oh,
we were
yeah.
looking at
Dominic.
earlier?
Let me see. Can I
Yeah,
show this
Oh.
on? So here's the fan art.
So good.
That
So
was.
gorgeous.
I don't know if you all
Yeah.
can see. It's really
Zoom-
small, but
yeah, it is.
that's the me, the
Real
barbarian.
small.
That's the paladin. That's Rachel's character Moira. That's Pixie Ranger Erica. The dungeon master
Sweet.
Kelly. We got the fighter Sujata. The bard is Allie. And then the druid Alice. And then the cleric Bonnie.
So
Those are really
cute.
great. Thank you for those.
Yes,
I really
we
love
fan
those.
art. So
Yeah.
When
They're
is
so
the next
great.
Boys Butts Glory?
we're just talking about that before.
And we're working on some cool new people to play.
Yes.
Hopefully I'll be back for it.
some more fun boys and butts.
Because I wasn't here for the last one. Boys butts. Also, someone said, "How are you liking the new studio?"
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Awesome. We got a
Here's
great team of
Yeah.
humans
Thank you,
working
Ben
with
Wagner
us.
We
and
have
Greg Grunberg.
A lot of you
Steve,
know
Melanie.
Satine and
Yes.
Rudy, and they're helping us produce. And
Yeah,
we got
Andre,
Steve
we got
Sprinkles.
Ben, we got great people. Great
Everyone.
people.
We have
just
two
got
people named
a really
Sprinkles.
Great
married.
question
Oh.
in chat. If y'all's characters were to contract lycanthropy, which were form would you want? for your character?
Lycanthropy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
werewolf.
Or
An animal.
any kind of
Were-
like a
You
were-rat?
could be a
What would you want to
I've
turn
never
into?
heard of this.
What
Oh
would you want to turn
man.
I'd want to be a werehorse.
A werehorse?
werehorse.
That's Lilith. That's Allie over there.
I'd love to just
For
be
you?
a regular
Werebear?
werewolf.
Werehorse.
Just a wolf.
You're mayor.
I
I
mean,
think
a
werewolf do that.
werewolf is pretty. Can you be a
Just
were?
something fast,
bird?
something agile.
Can I fly? How
Good
come
one.
I'm a dragon and I can't fly?
Yeah, be aware.
Don't you think that's weird? Because dragons can fly.
Oh, I had to think about
So I
that.
feel like, maybe that's a new type of dragon we're gonna
I was
create.
gonna say a mouse because it'd be fun to like turn
Sneak through.
small and sneak through, but
I
also
think that the
they're also-
crinkling gets a little.
mice aren't very
loud
strong.
on the mics.
and
They're
could
really
be,
good
like,
mice.
stomped on in a
So,
second,
if you wanna-
so-
yeah.
I don't know. I think I have to
fast.
see what wares
good
they
at
were because I like to fill in the holes. That's why I originally picked Triniska
They're
being a big, huge
Oh,
dragon
Raven!
barbarian.
Were Raven would be really cool, but that's
A
a little dark.
were-raven?
I don't think Moira would do that.
Thank you.
That's
I
not
liked
dark.
when Kelly played it as a spellcaster, don't know which, and brought her spell components.
Oh, are we talking about?
Because I asked what people
Was
liked.
that the Critical Role?
It was when I was working at the Founders and Legends one where I was playing that really, really uppity girl. I loved it so much because she was from like the rich neighborhood and she was.
Which one was that?
Really, that was a one-off that we did. I got to work with Steven from Dwarven Forge, where he rolled, and we played all like OG first edition D&D, which mind you, I had only ever played once before, and it was with an old master and friend, and I was having them sit next to me the whole time and guide me. So this was me, like, essentially just going in, freely, hoping and winging it. And he's so great and so supportive, and it was so much fun. He got all these props that he gave to me, that anytime I cast a spell, he said, use the prop. So
Wow.
I was like, okay, I cast the spell, and I would grab all these roses
I like
and do it.
props.
It's nice when you can add elements in.
Yeah.
It's just,
Those earrings, I would all of a sudden look over and I was like, oh, there's real jewelry.
I was playing in a game with our friend Dallas, and I said I wanted to go and look at the message board in town. I think this was in like Tribor. And he said, okay, go open that cabinet. And I was like, oh, haha. And he goes, no, go open that cabinet. And I went and opened this cabinet in his house, and it had all this like paper hanging in it that I got to grab, and I still have it. And it was a wanted sign for this dwarf that we had to go and catch. But it was so
That's cool.
I loved it.
The Meh GM said I would like to see Todd return and make a guest
we
appearance.
were talking about
Love
Todd.
to have Todd back.
Maybe we can
There
find a
was
way.
a question, would you all bring these characters into other games?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I would play in any other game as
Yes,
good.
but
Depending on who the DM is.
Yeah, we do
I
have
have
a lot
a
of
million
characters.
characters.
I don't want to
Um,
kill myself
That's true.
by joining some very high level
We have
other game.
2 other characters.
Stay away
With
from
a
What
mean
celebrity, living or dead, would you like to play D&D with?
Lin-Manuel Miranda, because I know he wants to
Good
play.
one.
Does he
He
play?
knows. Okay, so Lin-Manuel Miranda, ready for this? Knows that I play D&D because I play D&D with his friend, and she sends him like photos from my table that we built together. So he knows, and I had Leslie Odom at my place once.
Oh, that's right.
So like it would be kind of magical.
Leslie Odom Jr., you mean?
Leslie Odom Jr. If I could get Lin-Manuel Miranda to play with me, it's on my wish list.
All right.
Let's all do it together. Let's play with Lin
Um,
and Tom Hiddleston.
Hashtag Lynn.
I would play with Tilda Swinton.
is she your like mode
I
for
just
your
think-
character?
I just think she would like really bring a lot of
Yeah, the white
witch
That would be
into her.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
She'd be
I
great.
think you guys are going back soon, so I'm gonna get out of here because I'm already on a boat, right? I'm
Technically
off.
speaking, you're sailing off, my lady.
I'm on a boat. I have to do a lot before.
Janishka.
The reason I'm leaving halfway through is because I was just informed that I'm leaving in 2 days to go to Bulgaria. So I have a lot to do, like pack my horns. No, just a lot of random. But if for some reason it doesn't work out, I'll see you next week. But I won't. But you know.
We hope that it does.
No.
We hope that on a
And
plane.
then I'll get to watch her movie. Do you know when it's gonna be released?
No idea.
So
I'll tell you.
you'll get more info
And there might
down
be
the road.
3 of them, so we'll see how it goes. I love all of this. Someone fainted at Leslie Odom Jr. I just really like reading all these. I love this.
Get Matt Mercer on the show. Have you seen our Stream of Annihilation video where Matt DM'd for us? Check that out. Also on our website, girlsgutsgloryrpg.com.
Yeah.
So yeah, girlsgutsgloryrpg.com. You can find it from
like
the
to
Stream
play.
of Annihilation.
Elvis came into my head. Let's play
I
D&D with
think
Elvis.
it might be time, you guys. I think it might be time.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
it's
do the
raffle time.
raffle, and then I'll leave.
Exclamation mark raffle.
trying
We're
to get
gonna
it.
draw. We're gonna draw somebody from the chat room.
Who is it?
Who is it?
I'll stay
Who
ready.
is it?
Figure it out.
Someone lucky.
They say have a wonderful time.
Yes,
Thank
no.
you.
This is exciting. This is actually awesome.
Matt's Mutts Mallory is what they're saying it should be
Yoshi's
called.
I love that.
I like that.
Can we play with dogs?
Someone asked, what's the largest D&D group you have been in? Talking about quantity of players here. This one. This
Yeah.
is probably the biggest.
This is the first and only I've been in, so I would like to play in other groups.
The first game I ever DM'd.
Like
Invite me,
biggest
yo.
as in size?
I
As in
played
the amount of players.
All right, I have one rotating campaign with 16 people.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's called Fool's Paradise because it's a paradise. And I have
Everyone's getting those raffle things in.
I played in a game that Mike Merles DM'd, and I think it was there were 8.
Farron died.
It's where Farron died. If you
That's
want to
not
watch
the same
that,
amount as when all of us are together.
yeah, I guess it is.
All
There's 8
right.
players plus the DM.
I have a
We
question.
are back formally, and
Here we go, raffle
also
I have a
ready to
question before I
play
leave after
time.
that.
And we're go-
Oh, I
I,
did
I
not
think you might
bring-
want to
And then
Get off. But I want to wait
right
for the
after
raffle.
this.
Pull the
Right
raffle.
after this, though, because
But my
I
question
wanna,
is,
yeah.
what about a game where we all played each other's characters?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay, that's all I said. Go.
X Grave Master X, congratulations.
X
Are
Grave
you
Master
listening?
X!
Yes. Aaron, check, congratulations. Be sure to whisper D&D
X-Grave.
Okay.
on Twitch so you can
It's
get
grave mistake.
X Grave Mistake. What did I say?
Mistake.
Grave Master, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Grave Mistake.
Congratulations!
I'm sorry, I got very excited.
You got it.
But I know.
All right, guys, have
I've
fun
seen
with
them.
the girls.
Bye,
We all love you.
Dranishka.
I love you. I'll see you soon. Dranishka's off.
We love you.
She's on a boat. Love you guys.
Alice.
See you later.
Schmulgaria.
Bulgaria.
Alice.
And congrats to you.
Oh, thanks.
All
Need the
right.
gun. Oh, yeah.
Toss it. Throw it. Or
No, I didn't mean it.
Don't actually throw things, please.
As the party
Don't
continues.
actually throw things around.
All right, so we got another about 25 minutes or so. You guys have an
Perfect.
hour, a little less to continue this. Oh, do you need one?
5:30.
Oh, I thought we played till. I thought no.
5:30.
Hey guys, lying. Kelly forgot what time it was. Hey, 5:30. Thank you for the reminder. So we have about a little less than an hour then to continue this journey. So we're gonna pick it up right as Dranishka is getting sent off. It is early in the morning. You guys are spent, not just through the emotional labor and the crawling through all those tunnels that you guys have had to go through, and also just trying to track Lala and what she's been up to. But no doubt that you guys are going to have a sleep before the true day begins. You're all also probably going to have to sleep in a bit, which is going to set some of you guys off schedule. There's only one person here who's actually feeling pretty spry, and I would say it's Lilith, having had a very well. You've been a night owl. Correct me not.
What
Pretty-
time is it?
It's currently about 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you've been, you usually hit the hay a little bit later after night, right? Like you said, you sleep around like 8 or 9 in the morning, and then just about till 4 in the afternoon.
I'm feeling like I might want to eat some fish and chips. So I think I'm gonna go for a little dip dive
Okay, sounds good.
and see if I can catch anything.
All right, let's have you make a quick. Let's have it be a nature check as you're trying to grab a fish or two. 10. You get one solid sea bass of some sort.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like a pretty nice shape, and you're hungry, so you could eat this whole thing yourself or split it with somebody else if you want. But
Is anyone else awake?
I've been asleep ever since Trinishka said goodbye.
I woke up in the crack of dawn.
you are always up at the crack of dawn. That's Lathander's way, and also the temple gets pretty busy right around this time. You were about to head over to the temple and do your morning prayers, but you just so happened to hear a bunch of things fall in the water behind you. And lo and behold, it was your friends falling out of the sky. Still confused a little bit about how that might have happened, but you're feeling spry. The rest of you guys, exhausted.
I'll let you all sleep. I'm going to my temple.
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna cook this fish up
Yeah,
on
you
our
fry that up.
open fire stove on board on the boat.
As you're cooking and everyone's like falling asleep and you're beginning to craft the sea bass, you do remember that Tamith, her soul is bonded to this boat. So this like hovering vampire lady, if you remember the vampire in the
Right, I do remember
the
her.
second tier of your boat, just is kind of like standing next to you and watching you cook the sea bass. She like turns to you and she's like, "That's very interesting that you have this fish. I have been very overwhelmed and been keeping to myself. It's not often that somebody else seems relatable to speak with, and I look the way I do and you look the way you do, and
Are you trying to say that you identify with the fact that I'm undead?
yes, I feel like your friends, they don't what's the word? They find me to be rather
Scary?
alarming. As she looks at you and her teeth come out and her eyes blow out to be red.
I can't imagine why.
No, me either. Now I don't eat anything, but may I join you for dinner or is it breakfast
Sure.
for you?
It's breakfast, sure.
Will you play a song for me as well, or do you have any sage words or poetry of advice, my darling? Because I've heard you play before, and I am a fan of those with poetry. I write it myself.
Well, then, do you want to give me some poetry?
I could. It's been some time, but
Yeah, it's been.
I always feel that my poetry is very experimental and heady. I don't know if you'll understand it, but I'll try.
I'm not very smart, so it'll probably go right over my head. But try me.
She begins to say this beautiful poem about immobilization and your body dissolving, and this idea of water being acid and acid being water. She talks like in these very weird metaphors of space and safety and love and care and how something beautiful can be destructive. And she kind of finishes it, and then she just...
Are you snapping for yourself?
Is that
Well,
what we
that's-
do? I don't...
that's-
I
no,
never...
no, no,
I have
no.
not been on the land in
Or,
centuries.
Howard too, yeah. Yeah, I think that's great, actually.
So you guys you entertain her as you're eating your fish and just like listening to her do slam poetry
I'm
to
just
herself.
chewing on a fish bone right now.
Great. So
Like a
you
mighty.
spend the rest of the morning doing that while the rest of you guys, no doubt, recover in a safe spot. Like, if not in the forest where you have been retreating to, or in Yawning Portal, or the equivalent of that since you have been kicked out and you would need to find a new bar or tavern to rest in. You guys now have a roof over your head and you sleep willingly. Fauna, you're like, oh, I just woke up, I'm feeling spry. Though you also have, a good friend of yours has now been set to sail and is going through a little bit of emotional journey along with some crew members. You make your way in through the winding streets and docks of Waterdeep, and you have quite a journey to make. It's going to be a long walk. So sometimes you try to catch a ride, the caravan to Lathander with this group of paladins who kind of all have horses. As you see them riding by right on time, right on schedule as the sun's cracking.
Excuse me, do any of you happen to have a little room for just a tiny little halfling girl?
Whoa! As like this very good-looking older paladin man, probably 35, stops his horse, wearing the shining armor, the very obvious sun crest on his chest. This one, he's actually wearing a lot of the pink marble texture. He's probably one of the higher ups at the
Do I know
spires.
who he is?
You
Already?
think that you might have seen him before once or twice. You think his name is, if you can remember it correctly, Crypto? Crypto. But he just stops and he goes, oh, little one. Oh, it's good to see you again, a familiar face.
Hello, Crypto.
Hello. Are you off to the spires this morning to pray?
I am.
I heard that you have been quite close with the priestess, the high priestess, if I'm not mistaken. Radiance has been taking kindly to you.
Yes, Radiance and I are very good friends.
Well, no doubt. Me and my wife, you see, and he points over behind him. We've been trying for some time to help you with your youth ministry. If you will come aboard my horse and we can ride off to the spires, you can tell me more about this ministry you wish to make.
Well, I just think that Lathander has been wonderful for me, and I feel like Lathander could be wonderful for others.
Well, no doubt, my good girl. Come on, tally-ho, let's go. Tip-top. Aha! And he just starts to run off the horses.
I didn't know you had a wife.
Oh, it's quite obvious. Most of us have Lathanders. We have a multitude of those who pray to him, and it is expected that you are married at a certain age.
At what age should I be married, may I ask you, Crypto?
Well, if you are trying to take on the armor and the journey of the Lathandrites, then no doubt by the age of 20.
20?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I have 6 years?
I do not know your age,
I
young
do not
lady,
know
but I
my
must say
age
you are
either.
wise.
Have
You
I
are
had
beyond
a
me.
birthday?
I would say you've had a birthday.
I'm
Figured.
14. I'm 14 now. And I think that 6 years offers me enough time to learn how to regrow limbs.
Oh, do you happen to have that spell?
No, I need to get more. I need to learn more.
So this has been like an active quest. You've been going to the shrine, to the temple, and trying to seek guidance with Lathander. Great. So I would say people are quite familiar with you. So he talks to you about how his expertise has led him, and he's not so much in regeneration and growth, but really loves the power of the sun and light. And you guys just like ramble to each other's ears about sun and light and dawn and light and Lathander and light for, the 10-15 minute ride that you have. You get to the front of the spires. It is already shimmering with light. You've kind of probably just hit the dawn. The gold and the pink gold and the silver gleaming in your eyes as you're walking in. It's a beautiful
My
cathedral.
favorite place.
And it's busy in droves, in parties. There's a solid 200 to 300 paladins and clergymen, all and women, getting ready to go in. So you follow along. This ginormous spire cathedral actually has a very unique interior. It's all spires that all go up. It doesn't have like a huge main foyer or main area, but the center spire almost acts as the thing that I'm going to equate this to is interesting. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, much like the opening area of the beautiful musical, Vida. You see the well-known Radiance already beginning to give her sermon. You're probably about a minute or two late. So you just kind of rush in, everyone's starting to get situated, and you begin your prayers. Can I have you roll a religion check to see how well you do this? 6. Okay. So you were so scared that you missed almost morning prayer session that you forgot which day of the week and which prayer session this is. Now, all of Lathander's prayers are based a lot on the sun movement, a lot on the time of the year and the seasons. So you accidentally start to pray the summer hymnal, not realizing that it's autumn. And so everyone's like starting to stare at you as you.
Oh, summer with the sun and the warm.
It's autumn.
Oh, autumn with the leaves and the colors.
And so you're like having to, you forgot it because you're so embarrassed. So he whispers it to you every few sentences. You get through the day. Everyone receives their offerings, gets their blessings. Radiance comes through and does a light tap on everyone's head that sends a little shimmer of light into. It's very decorative, but it's symbolism of the light God bringing the dawn into all of us. And so you usually like to stay behind and have everybody do it, so you can be the last person who gets blessed by Radiance. And she sees you come and walk forward to the center of the spire, and she just touches your head as everyone's starting to have pleasantries and begin their mornings. So, as this happens, Radiance kind of pulls you in closer, and she goes, "My darling child, it's so good to see you again."
Hello, Radiance.
Hello.
My wonderful friend.
You know, Fauna, I really do believe that you've been so active in your presence here that we might need to give you the light bringers or the Dawn Father's name at some point. Would you want a ceremony of that? How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 14.
Oh, well, then you are nearly a year past. I had no idea. Would you wish to be blessed in the radiance of dawn?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a very exciting ceremony. You will have to bring all of your friends to the hall.
I hadn't seen a lot of my friends, and I just saw them this
Oh.
morning.
Oh, that's great news. Are they all followers of the Thunder as well, as beautiful and bright as you?
They're as beautiful and bright, but they don't follow Lathander.
And you hear other people in the, like, everyone gasps, like a solid echo of 10 to 15 people. And she goes, and she turns to you, that's alarming. There's so many people here who are willing to share their light. But is there a reason why they don't follow him? You are a chosen child of his, sweetie.
I know I am, but they all have their own true hearts and where they find peace. And I don't think, Lathander's where I find peace. And if they find peace in Lathander, wonderful. But if they don't find peace in Lathander, I can't force peace upon them. And Moira finds peace with help.
And everybody's like looking and like, and you hear a couple laughs, like chuckles, at the mention of help. And she just kind of goes,
You have to understand radiance.
yes, sweetie.
And that is the light
You
of
know,
Lathander.
I do believe that if you bring your friends along the way, they will have a clearer vision. And we will never press our religion onto anybody, but it is obvious that those in Waterdeep seek refuge here for a reason. We take care of our own.
Yes,
We
and
have-
that's wonderful. And I love the community here. And I love that you take care of me and that Lathander takes care of me. In really difficult times, Lathander has come through.
Well, you know our policies here. We cannot just willingly have those who pray to other gods come here without accepting Lathander, at least to a degree of being
But why?
respectful. Just simply being blessed by me. That's all that needs to happen. Nothing more.
I guess. But don't you think that letting people who don't necessarily believe in Lathander come anyway would be the most loving way to do it and accept everybody,
Well,
no matter who they like?
We will accept anybody who is going to see Radiance, but we need people to be respectful of your ceremony. If they are going to come in, we cannot have other people trying to push their religion underneath the House of Lathander. So I assume that those that you bring in, if they are not followers of the Holy Lord, or if they're also followers of some other god, and they all laugh, then we will respectfully let them come in for the ceremony.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We will not bless them unless you want them to be blessed.
Thank you. That will be their decision.
That will be. All right, well, we must get that prepared and started then. Quick, everybody! We have a new person to bring Dom to, as they all just like get really excited, and a couple of them seem a little too nervous that you're young and like, is this right for her? But everybody is getting just embracing you, giving you a hug. They do this like little like gleam touch to you, so like your body starts to glow a little bit in areas. And so it's kind of like a symbol of prayer and respect and kindness. So they kind of scare you away after morning prayer, and you get these documents that say that within the next week or so, whenever you are ready, you can come to be blessed along with your friends.
What a good day.
So, you make your way back through Waterdeep. The rest of you guys sleep comfortably. Lilith, you kind of get some seas in, with a little bit of the sea bass bones in your left hand, having gnawed at them pretty rigorously. And you guys all make it back to the ship. I would actually say, yes?
Can I, while I'm in town, I want
Yes.
to find a haberdasher.
A haberdashery? Okay. So this would actually be because of the way that you were sleeping and the way that your patterns are right now. Fauna, you probably, if you would like to do anything during the day, you have the day ahead of you. It's ready. You wouldn't be able to sleep and rise until about 3 in the afternoon or so with a good solid rest. So do you wish to do anything before you head back to the ship?
No, I think I'm kind of excited to see my friends, so I think I want to go back to the ship and see if anyone's awake yet.
Sounds good. You wait patiently as other people are sleeping. You paint, you clean up some of the paint, you dust some things off, you put some finishing touches on Lilith's nose, I believe it was, that you didn't quite accurately get on the painting. And you all awaken right around 3 in the afternoon on the ship after a solid rest.
Did you all sleep well on Baron's boat?
Slept very well, thank you.
What time is it?
3 in the afternoon. It's an hour or two before when
We
you
usually get up in like 2 hours, but I guess I'm up.
You want to go back to sleep? You can.
Well, now I'm up.
We're safe. You can nap all you want.
So who's good with Arcana?
I'm not bad.
Do you want to look at these?
I surely would.
All right, Arcana check, please. Yeah. And also just a general perception check for me, it would be great.
Ooh. I'm usually pretty good, but right now I'm only at 11.
Let me take a look.
Well, I rolled a 23 for perception.
Okay, so as you're handing one of the earrings over to Rowan, who's trying to see if there's any sort of insignia on it or any sort of enchantment, you yourself are also looking with Rowan and trying to see.
15.
Okay. You're both looking pretty closely, but you don't see any sort of glimmer or gleam that might denote that this is magical. As you're looking at it, you're not really looking so much at the magical properties as you are looking more for the refinement. How good are these jewels? How clean and crisp are these jewels? How much are they worth? And as you're kind of shimmering it in the light, now that the actual dawn has broken and it's nearly evening once more, you're able to catch that they're somewhere within one of the emerald jewels, there is, when you're looking at it very closely, a name
Ooh.
in it.
What is it?
What language do you speak again?
I speak Draconic, Common, Sylvan, Elvish, and Troll.
Okay.
Troll.
It's hard to see through this just from the way, but because of how high your perception check is, you're able to look with your tiny little pixie eyes very closely. And it seems to be written in Elvish, the name. Though it's just a name, so phonetically it should be the same in Common or whatever, but it is written distinctly in Elvish. And you see Laurel Silverhand, who you know to be the only open lord of Waterdeep.
Oh.
Shit. We should probably return these.
Oh no.
What's it say?
These are Laurel Silverhands,
We should return these.
the Lord
Okay.
of Waterdeep.
It's a man or a woman or a
woman.
them or a
Women. That's a woman.
Laurel.
We should return these. I don't feel good having them.
This isn't what I was expecting.
I need to go into town anyway for something. Why don't we try and return these tonight?
I surely would like to get a Pokeball for Mr. Hawthorns.
I keep thinking you're just saying Pokeball, like
I like fish.
like fish.
So, as you guys are making your way through town, trying to get court or face with Laurel is like impossible. She is the Lady Mage of Waterdeep. She is the most well-known person of a city of thousands. Seeking court with her, no doubt, if you're putting in a request or something of this caliber, man, it would take months, maybe even a year to see her.
Even
Can I use my nobility clout? Do I have any?
You can certainly try. You've become much closer with people of Castle Ward, but you know that without a doubt, if you're trying to get information about how to get closer to her, the place to go is probably Yawning Portal.
Perhaps we shouldn't return them to her, because won't she wonder what we were doing with them? Wouldn't she be
found them
not
on the
inclined
street.
to
No, we
believe
can
our
tell her.
story?
We can tell her the truth.
Or that we found them on the streets of Waterdeep.
They might have been
I
stolen
feel like
from
that's a
her.
better way to go.
They might have been stolen from her.
Perhaps we could just anonymously leave them at her doorstep.
What, with a written explanation that one of her
Why don't we
masters
have
might
your
have
little
stolen?
rat friend run and drop him?
Mr. Hopkins.
He's not a rat, first of all.
He's this
Secondly, he will be not delivering any such errand. Thirdly, I don't know why we want her to even know we had them to begin with, because what if there's other things missing and she thinks we only return
Well,
the
why don't you
earrings?
turn into an animal and go drop them?
I suppose
in
I could
her.
fly overhead and drop them in her.
Yeah.
Or we could just be good
Chimney.
Samaritans doing a good deed and returning something that we found.
There's no
stolen.
such thing as
Like, we found them.
I feel like that's risky. I feel
are.
like she's gonna assume that we stole
Good
them.
deeds are risky, but we should still do them.
Perhaps I'm being a little too cautious.
Or I could just go invisible and try and steal
There
my
you
way
go.
in
Is
and
there?
leave
Wait,
them.
wait, no.
No.
Last time you went invisible, it was bad. Is there just someone that we can talk to that is like her secretary or her assistant?
Well,
or-
this is almost like trying to speak to the equivalent of the mayor of LA. And trying to break down those doors, you're going to have to find a way in. You're going to have to talk your way through. You don't know where she lives, how she behaves. You don't know how to get into her main spots. Like, she is a entity of many. And no doubt if she's ever walking somewhere, she's heavily guarded or disguised or things of this caliber. Because a lot of people, no doubt, want her for other reasons, too.
I have been trying to get on the city council because I'd like to revive Heroes Garden. I've been casting plant growth for the past 5 months, 1 more month, and it should ensure that all the foliage there is regenerated. But I'd like to expand the park, and I'd like to install more recycle bins.
This is turning into a Parks and Rec episode. Because I'm good with that. Can I be
And,
Chris Traeger?
So perhaps, in my quest to somehow get on the city council, I could get a meeting with her.
Maybe.
Do you think she meets with
Young up and
city
comers.
folk?
Maybe.
So,
If she's like the mayor.
as you guys are talking on the boat and it's kind of rocking back and forth,
Who's manning the boat?
Right now, it seems the only person who might even be manning it is Tamith, who is not really a good crew member by any
Did
means.
we leave the boat?
Are
You
we
guys are
anchored?
currently still on the boat. You have all woken up on the
We're
boat.
anchored.
We're anchored.
Yes, you're 100% anchored. You do not need to take it to sail unless you wish.
But we should have some crew to take care of the boat.
We should.
I'm afraid
I mean,
the
I
only.
can stay behind.
Well, I'm afraid the only. No, we don't want to leave you behind.
Okay.
If we're in combat, we're gonna need you.
Okay.
Okay, so
I want you to go.
are some of you staying behind, or are some of you guys going to try to go investigate exactly how to even contact her? What would you guys like to do? There's a lot of
I'm
different
wondering
options.
if maybe there's like some town birds we could talk to or something that kind of know the area that might be able to tell us where she lives
Or plants.
or plants.
Like the plants.
Can I run off very quickly and we can just meet maybe at the hero's garden in
Hopkins will be hungry, and he only likes the particular acorns.
Let's see if we can go gather information and come back and meet at the hero's garden in an hour, half an hour.
All right. Sounds good. So let me know. We're going to say that you guys spend the next couple hours of daylight in your own specific ways trying to track down information exactly about how to find this Laurel Silverhand. What would you like to do, Rowan?
I'd like to buy a protective little ball for Mr. Hopkins. Fireproof.
Sounds good. The person you know who could best do these sorts of magics would be somebody who has caliber or talent of the Blackstaff Tower kind of equations. But you also have Follows Lead and you have Edna. So being the person that you are, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go with them and go see if I can actually speak with them and understand more about the magic properties I need in order to get my squirrel friend protected. So you head over to Follow's Lead.
Can I go with her?
Oh, sounds good. Yeah. So you guys
and I would love to see you. She'll be tickled to hear what you've done with the ship.
So as you do so, you open up the door to this beautiful, small, used bookshop. The scent of old books kind of hits your nose right away. The yellow pages of everything. It's a little mishap. I mean, everything's everywhere. Misshapen. But you walk in. You're familiar with it. Follow right away. Peeks out from behind one of the large stacks of books, and then his head kind of crinks over to the other side. And it's like, oh, it's so good. Hello. Hi.
Hi,
I haven't seen you in so long.
I know.
You've been
Hi.
so busy praying.
I know. Well, first I was on the boat for several months to bring it around.
Yes.
I'm sorry I renamed it for my brother because you're not on it anymore.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I really thought that the name was just too. It was too kind.
Anyway, now it's fair and I painted it. But anyway, so yeah, I was there and then I came here and I've been praying and getting more in touch with Lathander.
That's so great. Well, you have to bring me to the temple sometime. I would love to be able to see what you've been doing.
Actually, I'm having a very special ceremony which you should know about
Are
too.
you?
Yes, they're bringing me to the dawn.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So I would love for you all to be there.
Do you come back from the dawn?
It's a very special ceremony.
But do you come back from the dawn?
I am one with the dawn. Right?
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful
Give me
wonderful
books on
ceremony.
Lathander.
Well, Lathander, the people, it's one of the largest temples in all of Waterdeep, so no doubt that they were so excited to bring somebody as a chosen one like yourself, after I've seen everything that you've done.
Thank you. I am
Yes.
quite chosen.
Yes.
Follow. I'd like you to meet my friend Fauna.
Oh, what? Oh, hi. Hi. It's nice to meet you. Hello.
Actually, you're asking about friends your age. I think you're only a year older than her.
Yeah, I'm not too much older. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Hi. Hi. Is she a human?
She is a human.
Hi. 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 You know,
I like your hair.
I like your hair.
Thanks, it's in a bun. I'm trying to do it the way Edna does it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Do you like to read?
Sometimes.
Oh,
If
I'm really lonely.
You want to be my friend?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to read books with me?
No.
Okay, we'll work on whatever you like to do.
Well, do you happen to know about any, I'm trying to find something to protect Mr. Hopkins. Portable, fireproof, preferably waterproof as well, but
Okay.
oxygen can still get inside.
She like thinks to herself. She goes, yeah, 1 second. This is why books are great. And she walks around and she starts to climb up and she's starting to throw books around. And she's just like everywhere. Like these books are just going everywhere. And it has to duck and you guys will have to kind of dive and like avoid the onslaught. However, she gets one big red book out. And it seems to have some sort of golden trim. She slams it down on the table. All this dust gets kicked up. She slams it open once more, starts to skim. She's tiny, so she's on this little kind of bench, and she's trying to read through it. And she points it out. She goes, yes, I think that I have a very special protective magics that if I am able to do it, it's almost like a modified, what is it called? Have you ever heard of like a pocket of almost like a place where you can go and retreat for a day or two? Have you ever heard of this?
Like a dell?
Yes, there's certain spells that can create safe havens for you at night. Have you ever heard of these things?
You know?
No.
Perhaps.
Well, I have the ability, no doubt. I'm not very strong. I'm very young. But with Edna and I, and maybe a friend or two, we could probably create some sort of enchantment on your pocket to protect your squirrel friend.
That sounds very good.
He would technically go into
I
another
lost me
dimension as long as you're
clothes,
okay
though.
with what?
One time I lost me clothes. I stepped into a magical river and me clothes fell off. So I'm not sure I'd like him to be protected regardless of what I may or may not be wearing. A magical pocket's great, but let's have a backup is all I'm saying.
I mean, the other thing might be harder to do, but I can maybe a necklace or something.
All right, we'll do a magical pocket for now. I'll work on finding another thing elsewhere.
Down the line, I think I can.
Down
give
the
you
line.
one.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
it might take a little bit of time for us to make that one. But if you have she starts to flip through things and read through this, and she's like reading all the spell components out. She goes, if you have 1,000 gold piece, I could do it. Do you have anything? 1,000 gold piece.
Afraid not.
Anything?
What do you need the money for?
Well, a lot of spell components. We're going to have to enchant your pocket, and we're going to need to hire out a third person to cast this. So we can create a protective measures for your squirrel friend here. He's very cute. Hi. But I think that we're going to need a little bit of resources.
All right. Well, I have 32 gold pieces.
She kind of coughs and she looks at the gold band that you have on your arm.
That's actually not worth very much. You'd be surprised.
May I?
No. You can look at it. Do not touch it.
Okay, sounds good. She investigates it. She goes, I think this might be worth more than you're saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Where did you get this appraised?
You know what was given to me? I'm not sure I've ever had a formal appraisal.
I think it's quite valuable. Perhaps it's enough to get us everything we need.
So the gold bracelet for Mr. Hopkins' safety. Probably. All it can do anyway is make more gold. But duh! We're just gonna have it make more gold. Very well. Great idea.
Oh, so you're gonna put it on and have it make gold?
Well, it can shit a brick per day. So I'm just gonna be now what I could very well use your help with.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to do an insight check
Sure.
on young fellow here.
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. She rolled a natural 20 too.
Can I trust her?
She's wondering also if she can trust you. The two of you guys are having like a book stare off.
Hopkins, what's your animal instinct?
I can roll insight on her.
Oh, sure.
No.
Yeah, you're a little too short to try to see over the book. She seems like she's being honest. She definitely seems like she's really excited to try to do the spell. She seems a little too young to know how to do all these things, but like she said, she's able to hire out some older people that she might know and pull in some favors. She can get this enchantment down for you.
Just make a gold ball out of it. Get a brick.
But it melts. Gold melts.
Oh.
I can't have that. All right. In the name of good faith, we're willing to give you a smidgen of benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And your first mission to prove your trustworthiness
Mhm.
would be to show me a spell that can effectively protect all knowledge of the gold bracelet and its golden brick stash that will be accumulating. It must be well hidden.
Oh, so you're asking her if once more if the
So as this thing starts shitting bricks,
Yeah.
I need to hide them from people so that they are not detectable.
yeah.
So I need her to help me with a spell that can hide lots of bricks.
I have a question about the bracelet.
Yeah.
Do you have to command it to create the gold, or does it automatically create
It seems
the
like
gold?
someone needs to wear it in order for it to produce
But if she's been
these effects.
wearing it for the last 6
I'm-
months.
But I'm saying it's been hidden.
Yeah.
Rowan wouldn't wear it out.
Oh,
But she's seen it because I've worked here with
You
her.
would have seen it.
well, I mean, I know about it. I was just wondering if it had, just say for the past 6 months, if she's been wearing it at all, and any more gold has accumulated.
If
within
it's
our
just
party
been-
fund.
I feel like if it was on Lala's arm, that's how it would have
Yeah.
gone down. I think that Rowan's been a little too busy in the forest, not thinking about gold. But right now, it dawns on her. Oh, I can create gold. So eagerly,
I've been so focused on its stone-shaped casting capabilities because I'm not very greedy. I'm rather anti-materialism as a hermit druid. But apparently now, because it can keep me little woodland friend safe, its golden value has gone up.
so if
I like money.
yeah, so you work with her and she shows you her protective magics to help you hide the gold so that way people don't know that you're doing this and it's all secretive. And you guys work together for the better part, I would say, of the rest of the day just to try to get all these resources.
I'd like Edna and Fauna here to check the recipe to make sure it's as strong as Follow was saying.
Okay, I'll have you make a quick, let's have just be a perception check as well. And Edna also very skeptically looks over.
8.
Yes, it's been added to the group party fund.
So you're looking, and she seems to be doing all the things that are right. Edna is correcting her because she's not always doing it right. She's like, oh no, follow, no, that's the correct. There you go. So she's clearly helping Follow, as eager as Follow is to do this spell. You are witnessing just why more resources are needed. This girl doesn't really know what she's doing, but with Edna's help, seems like all things are good to go, and that you indeed are going to have the correct amount of money needed in order to help your squirrel friend here. So,
How much does one of these bricks weigh?
it's a solid brick of gold, which is like I'm gonna say easily worth 100 gold piece per brick.
Okay.
So that's like a lot, and if you melt it down, it technically would still be gold as well.
Okay.
So
So I need 10 bricks.
you would need 10 bricks.
So 10 days.
10 days. That's
Okay.
1 week in this world. Yeah.
Oh, that's 1 week.
One week in this world, yeah. And it
Alright.
seems like if you're able to produce one per day, then they can use that 100 gold to get what they need, and probably within a 10 day or a little more, get at least your pocket enchanted enough that he can be protected in 10 days. So, that's what you guys are doing.
I thought you weren't getting the pocket.
Doing the pocket now.
For now.
For now, in the meantime, while we work on getting.
The larger one. And that might require a little bit more gold and resources, trying to get more transportable one. But at least now you have a
I'm
way.
gonna say anytime Lala's been in need, not greed, but need.
I don't
Okay.
need it. Thank you.
But off in the distance,
I'm
Lala imagines it.
Probably are.
Lala imagines bricks of gold. But for you guys, let's talk about what you guys want to try to do for the rest of the day as you're trying to gather resources and get things ready.
I'm gonna try to scout out the area, or the mayor's house area,
Okay, sounds
just
good.
to get a feel. Just fly around.
Yeah, and all things considered, you're actually not too familiar with what even the house might be, what the politics are like here, where the justice court is, or anything. It's not really what
No,
you
I'm just
frequent.
trying to find easy spots to break in so I can give something back instead of taking it.
Sounds good. Roll a perception check.
All right. Oh. 11.
As you're trying to zip around and understand the landscape of the castle ward, it's pretty confusing, and you've just been coexisting here, kind of living and trying to make ends meet, but you've been spending a lot of time as well in the forest, the makeshift forest, the hero's forest with Rowan. So you don't really have an understanding of the landscape here. You catch a couple things in the town in general. You know of Mount Waterdeep. It's a very famous location where a lot of things are built around here. It's very bricky. There's a lot of cliffs off to the side of it, but picturesque view, no doubt why it's the most rich neighborhood in the location of Waterdeep. You pass a thing called New Olam, which seems to be a bardic college. New Olam, so Olamn. But you don't find anything of interest there. You don't know why you would go to a bard college. Now, the obvious thing would be the castle of Waterdeep. But even as you begin to approach it, it's more of a fortress. And as you're kind of investigating that, though there's a lot of ceremonial announcements that come from this location, you think it's mostly for the city guard. After you kind of gauge that for a while, you're like, oh, I don't think any sort of ruler is here. This is a place where people are training, even just witnessing that and trying to understand it. But the thing that stands out to you, though there's several things within that location, would be the palace, where the Blackstaff Tower is. As you spend as much time as possible watching this white marble palace from a distance, which is pretty difficult to even get in. There's a lot of people overseeing it. There's a lot of city guard, people from different embassies. There's a watch there. You think that perhaps out of all these towers within the palace, one or two of these might be where she resides or works or frequents. But that's about as much as you can gauge with that check. What would the two of you guys like to do as well as investigating locations?
I still want to find that haberdasher.
Oh, you want to find a haberdashery. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time. Make a perception check to see if you can find it.
Ooh,
It's almost
really
good.
good.
That's 11.
11? You don't find a particularly, what's the word I'm looking for? Robust or like refined haberdashery, but you find somebody selling hats on the street in the open court area, in an open area. You see this big guy with this big floppy hat with a big hat stall, and he's shouting out.
Does he
Buy
have like
hats.
a captain's hat or something?
You don't see a particular, like almost like a trinket, or something that people would wear to be like, I visited Waterdeep and all I got was this silly captain's hat kind of thing.
No, I just want to find it. I wanted to buy it for Fauna because she's done so much for the ship. I wanted to get her a captain's hat. And because we missed her birthday and I feel like shit for that. So I want to get her something nice.
So I'll say that you find, though it's not particularly like a captain's hat, you find something that if you like punch it in and then like rip it out a little bit could work as a captain's hat. If you take off some of the more glossy things on it.
Well, I want to find something that would be fitting for her. So something cute and sweet, but also like a captain's hat.
It's definitely a good template.
Okay, I'll buy it.
Okay, so they ask for just 1 gold piece for the hat. Very simple, very plain. And you receive what we can call a half-done captain's hat for Fauna. How about that?
Half done. Yeah. Okay. I would also like to spend some time trying to find things to put on it, like jewels and silly little things that I think she would like.
Okay.
And then go to Helm's temple and talk to Kibber.
Okay, sounds good. You begin to walk through the market area, getting any sort of cute trinkets or gems that you can, especially in the castle ward where you're more familiar.
Mhm.
People, again, don't give you a second glance. You're no doubt noble, so people won't be as put off by you walking past them. There's sellers, there's people on the market. A lot of this stuff is things that would be the equivalent of fake jewels and fake feathers. A lot of this stuff is just being sold aplenty. Do you want just to try to get some fun objects and things of that sort? I'll say you spend the better part of an hour just walking through the markets and doing some, make a quick investigation check to see how good the trinkets you got and how much they cost.
I'm willing to spend a lot of money.
Ooh.
Investigation?
Yes.
16.
16? Okay, yeah, you spend the better part of the day just making some very smart purchases, but you find the equivalent of a lot of like amethyst and quartz rock, things that look like fool's gold, and you're able to get a bag full of semi-precious gems and very fun feathers to cap off the captain's kind of feather with, and it costs 5 gold, I'll say, as you spend the rest of the day just trying to get all of that. But you actually have a solid hoard. Now it's just about you using your what was it called again? You're a whittler, if I'm not incorrect.
Yep.
So putting those whittling skills into
Somehow.
crafting
Just
skills.
crafting it together.
All right.
Just hot gluing it all together.
Yes, the equivalent of water deep hot gluing.
I don't wanna know
Forgotten
what
Realms
that
hot
is.
gluing.
I don't know what to
And what would you like to do, Lil?
I think I've just accompanied Moira on
Sounds
her
good.
adventure of
Finding
finding
shit.
gifts and yes.
Can I have you roll a secondary investigation check as well to see what you might find?
Ooh, wait, we find something better.
Natural 20.
Nat 20? Okay, so
gonna be
here,
the
this
best
is what happens. Moira is just talking off your ear about how bad she feels that she hasn't been able to get Fauna a birthday gift. So I get a glimpse of what that looks like. Just you chatting off Lily's ear the whole day.
She's so young and she's so impressionable, and if we forget her birthday this time, what happens next year? Is she just gonna think that we're gonna forget again, and then she's never gonna get to make presents? I think that she should be doted upon. She's so sweet, and she spent so much time on the boat.
Just get her
She just-
something.
No, she just needs to
shiny.
know that we love her, and she is important to us, and I can't just
She
get her
didn't
something
even seem that
shiny.
angry
But
when we
I
showed
am.
up. She seemed quite pleased
She's
that we
so
had returned.
dear and so sweet, and then just want to
I mean,
make
she
sure.
painted
She
us on the
did.
boat.
Yes,
so.
she did. She painted us on the boats. She probably spent her birthday doing that.
Well, then that means that she's not mad at us and that she cares about us.
Well, yes, and I care about her, which is why I want to make her a nice hat.
Okay, well, I'll pitch in on a gift with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will you help me make it? I don't know what to do.
Oh, we have to make something.
We have to just put it on. I don't know how to. I'm good with wood, but I can't put the things on the hat. I mean, maybe I can try sewing. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at that. Well, no, I'm actually pretty good at embroidery because I'm a noblewoman, and that's what we're taught.
So as she continues to ramble, she spends hours, like until 6 p.m., like dinner time, true dinner time, like just freaking out trying to get all of these.
Why don't we go to a
semi-precious
store? Why don't we go?
I'm trying to go to a store. I can't find any good ones.
That one. Let's go to that one right there. Let's just go and see what they have.
A fish shop.
No, the one right next door.
Okay.
The vintage.
So after you
market.
spent the whole day trying to get all these gems and jewels and get this like half-made hat, you see a big sign that Lilith just points to that says Gilliam's Haberdashery,
Oh,
established
fuck.
97. Like,
BC.
yes. Yes. You just see this massive sign.
Since the dawn of time. Well, fuck. I'm just gonna shove all the stuff that I've got in my sack and go in and try and see if I can find a nice hat.
So you walk into Gillian's and you just like beautiful hats abound. Every single hat you could imagine. Lilith had been able to find the haberdashery without any trouble.
Fuck.
She's gotta love something from in here.
This person pops out from behind the counter and like this really like sassy man, like very set, like coiffed hair, big hat double the size of his body. He goes, "Hello, hi, how are you? Do you want a hat?"
We're looking for a hat that would be perfect for a young child of Lathander.
You
Did
would
she
look
even
great
like
in a
hats?
hat. What hat do you want?
For
I have 1,000 hats.
Like
do you
Moira, do you think? Does she even like hats?
I don't know. I just wanted to get her something.
Oh, don't be mean. Look at. She's a
Not being mean.
Look at. She wants a hat. Do you want a hat?
Just
you
something
need
like
a
No,
hat.
no,
gold
no.
and pink and
Not-
sweet and cute. But
My name is Gilliam, and he like dances
Yeah.
a little bit on the.
Gilliam. Gilliam. It's something pink and gold and sweet and cute.
Oh, pink and golden. I
That
know
sounds like-
just the thing. And he like hops off the counter and he pops back up. And he has the perfect hat that you had been looking for right there. And he goes, "Here you go." Oh no! Wait. First, you have to pay me. I'm Gilliam.
Yes, Gilliam. How
Yes.
much is it?
Ooh! You're really good. The only haberdasher in all Waterdeep. So, 100 gold piece. I can easily part with it.
100. A whole 100.
That's not worth 100. Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere else.
Wait.
I know there's a
Wait,
place
wait,
down.
wait,
No.
wait,
There's
wait,
a much
Wait,
better
he
hat store
he
right
hops
down
off.
the
He
road.
runs in front of you. He stops you at the door and he goes, "Please, don't leave. I'm just toying with you. I thought you all wanted hats. See, I was gonna mark up the prices, but I clearly am not gonna do that now that you're much more fashion forward people than I realized. So how about a 25 gold piece?
Sure.
He hands it to you. You hand him the money.
Yes.
And he doesn't let you leave yet. He's just in front of the door. He goes, are you sure you don't want any more hats? I mean, I'm Gilliam. I make the best hats in town.
Later, now that we know that you're here, we will remember.
You know what? I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
I'll give you back 10 gold of yours if you let me embroider my name in the back of this hat so everybody knows to come to Gilliam's.
No.
How about on the inside of the hat?
Well, then nobody's going to see it.
But she'll wear it inside out.
Roll a deception check. Roll a deception check. All right.
Inside out. Upside down.
11.
He's like, I'm calling you on your bluff, and I see you.
Well,
You could use a hat, and he just.
Sassy Pants. Maybe we won't be back if I need something for a royal wedding.
Hey, Sassy Pants is my brand. Do not let anybody else take that from me. If you want to buy Sassy Pants, then you go to Gilliam Sassy Pants down the street, not my hat store.
Okay. Well, maybe we won't be back. Goodbye, sir.
He just, like, flies, his hair flies in your face, and he walks away.
It's a lot.
How many did you put in?
I don't know, I just took a platinum,
Oh,
and I'm
so-
going to deal with it later.
You befriend Gilliam at Gilliam's Haberdashery, the
friend.
hat store of the world, next door to Gilliam's Sassy Pants and his whole enterpristic Gilliam Street, where he has literally every single style of fashionable clothing at his helm. So, as you guys are taking care at Follow's lead, and you finally, after probably all night, are able to get the resources ready.
Aren't we supposed to be meeting them?
Yeah, but you guys are supposed to be meeting
Heroes.
right at night at
Heroes
the forest, the nearby forest that Fauna's been taking care of. I mean,
Heroes
Rowan.
Garden.
Heroes Garden.
Oh,
So-
they're scary.
It's a public park outside of the City of Dead, so it's a little bit of a walk from the castle ward as you guys are trying to make your way there, all in different capacities. The two of you just dealing with the aftermath of that, you investigating as best as you can the castle ward, realizing what time it is, and you guys dealing with Follow and Edna and just trying to get Mr. Hopkins protected ably.
I mean, in the meantime, I've been using bark skin on him. I've been casting it every day, and supposedly, if I cast it on him for a certain number of months, it becomes part of his permanent beating. But he doesn't. It still fades. So I haven't casted it long enough. But for good measure, every night, bark skin.
And
That's
it-
what I did when I had my zombies and my skeleton every night. I
And
would
eventually
cast
it stuck.
animate dead. No, they're gone now, but yeah.
Hello.
I've hidden the hat.
Sounds good.
It's for her special day.
Oh, do come up.
Hi.
Up my tree.
Yeah, so you guys walk until it's a little bit sad. It's a sad park. It's not really taken care of. It's the only park in all of Waterdeep that.
But give it a month. You'll see it's going to blossom like springtime, even though it's fall. The harvest is going to be double on all of these. Oh, just wait till you see the plants I have. And I pull open a curtain. And I've decorated it so much more nicely since the last time.
It's so beautiful, Rowan.
Thank you. There's only 3 hammocks. I'm so sorry.
I can stand.
I can sleep on
And
the floor.
bedrolls, some of you have, but you can have my bedroll. But please make yourself at home. And then I ladle some apple cider.
No.
I turn on the fire with my magnifying glass.
Oh,
With the setting
Have
sun.
any of
Teeny
your
tiny fire.
acorn bash special?
I do, and wouldn't you know it's from Mr. Hopkins' favorite acorns?
He pops out from the mash. He had been eating it already.
Mr. Hopkins.
A little fur in it now. Do I fit up
And
here?
I give them
Aren't
all
you
some
so
acorn
pleased?
mash.
Yes, and the park looks
Oh,
so much better even since Rowan started living here. The trees all had carvings of all of the former adventurers that had come through. So you've been healing up all the trees. You've been trying to take care of the plant life. There's a lot of debris. It's a very dirty park, all things considered. But with the touch of Rowan's love, it's starting to become a much beautifuler park. Beautifuler park. I'm going to say that. I'm going to lie in that bed. So as you guys are getting situated, Fauna seems to be glowing. Like, actually glowing, not just on her cheeks, but like you guys notice there's a couple spots on her body that are actually that seem to have like small sunbeams on them. You've never seen
Sure, the
anything
dawn
like this.
didn't swallow you up yet.
Not yet.
Get
Oh,
this,
yeah.
y'all.
Y'all.
She
You want
has
a little
to, she has to
country.
get brung into the dawn. What does that
What
mean?
There's
is
a
that?
special ceremony, and I would like you all to attend
When?
in the coming 10 days or so, in the next week.
We will be there.
Once I get notice of the day, I will let you know.
We should save it for that day.
Perfect. We'll be there.
And apparently I glow now.
You do. You tell. Look like a little sunbeam.
Your little freckles are just beaming more than usual. Have a cider donut.
So as you guys enjoy the cider donuts and you begin to eat the acorn mash and just enjoy the coziness of this home and this place to kind of find refuge in a very loud, chaotic city, Lala, you hadn't found out tons of information about where the next step might be, but you just know that these earrings are very important and special, but you do know about the palace, so that might be the next step for you.
Oh yes. So I went and I looked around town, and I didn't find a way to return the earrings yet, but I think I know where Laurel Silverhand might be. That's the palace with the Black Staff Tower.
Blackstaff Tower, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's my dream to get into Blackstaff Tower.
You may have to.
So we can figure that out.
Okay. Because I was also thinking, you know, they have one of the greatest libraries in all the lands. They might have a book that could tell us how to defeat the Lich Witch Bitch.
Oh,
That sounds
True.
That's
Two
been my
birds.
main motivation. I've been working on this for a little bit, and I thought that's why of course I'm a druid, it's my duty to protect the nature, but that's why I thought I could get on the civic duty to make some inns and some networkings. You nobles are good at that, with to get into Blackstaff Tower, because really, we just want Valindra to die, don't we? And apparently there's something called a phylactery that she needs, so if we can learn how to undo a phylactery and find it.
Or maybe some of her history. It might
All
help us.
signs are pointing to Blackstaff Tower.
So,
Next stop.
as you guys are sitting in this very nice place, cozy, warm, drinking apple cider, eating acorn mash, you start to hear something on the outside happening. Like loud noises. Some sort of siren is going off, and it's echoing other sirens. And you see people, as you pull back the covers, there's all of these sigils, these warnings going off. And you just start to see the city watch and the city guards start to like run through the streets. They're attending something big is happening. You're catching that in the park in itself, there's a lot of city watch running through as well. And in the chaos and the storm, you can hear some of these guards, some of the lieutenants, some of the generals shouting out commands that somebody has been robbing the Great Palace. And we'll end there tonight.
Oh god.
What?
Oh, damn it.
Someone's robbing the Great Palace. Okay, I gotta write that down.
I think we have part of that. Robbing the great
Thank you
palace.
so much.
Thank you.
so much.
Remember next week, 6 p.m.
Yes.
6 p.m. Pacific
Pacific time.
Standard Time. We will be playing live after TwitchCon.
Yes.
And then
thank
we'll be back to our regular time on following Sundays.
Yes. And thank you for watching us tonight. And
Thanks for
joining us on our next season journey. Super fun. And we got Kim back and the whole crew, even though Janishka will be gone for a bit.
Yes.
So thanks so much for sticking around. Thanks to the whole the crew and the cast. You guys are amazing. Yay. And have a great night.
See you next week. Bye.